Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Realm, your first State of the Realm coming from Endwalker, and we decided there's no way we could do a show without spoilers after what we experienced, so we decided the first show would be one with spoilers. Everything is on the line here. If you don't want to hear anything about the story, sorry, this isn't the place for you today. So yeah, let's just get started because I don't want to. I'm here. Haps is here. Sly's here. Sly, hey, Sly, hey, yeah, he's here. And we also have two very special guests returning to the show for the second time. You know them for their musical endeavors and for their general good personalities. At least I would say that, especially after the last show. We have Alex, Moukala.
Hello.
And we have
Hi.
Husky by the Geek.
Hi.
It's good to
You
have
guys
you
all
back.
look so great. Especially Husky.
Says the man in the hat.
Yeah. I'm trying. Husky doesn't even have to try. He's just charming by himself. Just like that.
I remember
cannot
there
have your
being
style.
a lot of compliments the last time we were all on the show together.
Yeah.
State of the good
the
vibes.
first 15 minutes were just nothing but compliments, I think.
Wow.
It's easy to do.
Someone is surprised that Husky has hair because he's not. That's the thing. You don't have the hat. That's what's different. We're seeing.
Do we all
you for
need
the person
hats?
you are for- No, Husky usually has his.
Yeah, my
wolf
husky
hat.
hat.
Don't worry, I have this one.
Oh. I love
That's
it.
amazing. I want it too.
My God.
Yeah, I
What the
listen.
hell?
Toad life. All right, what's that? All right.
Hello, chat. Hello.
Yes.
Aliani says, I have a certain anime opening in my playlist. I listened to it about 1 million times. Appreciate it. We did the same.
Yeah,
Same
I've
thing.
listened to it
Thank you
quite a
so
few
much.
times. I pull it up on stream
Yeah.
occasionally. I'm just
Wow,
like,
man.
jam
Thank
out.
you. Really, really appreciate it.
And shout out to Denmo
It's,
for his editing as well.
Oh
and
my
to,
god. And he also wrote the lyrics.
It was
If
crazy.
it wasn't for Denmo, this anime opening project would have been like, I don't know, 20% as amazing as this. Like Denmo did, I think, 80% of the work. So great.
Sorry.
Thank you, Denmo.
Even on the music, he was so invested. But at first, he wrote the
Oh my-
lyrics, and it has so many good ideas.
Yeah, my god. He just,
He has
we
a
send the
great
song
musical
in-
sense, actually.
Yeah, we send a song on the Discord group, and he will be like, "Hey guys, what if we did this at this part?" But I don't know, I'm not a musician, so maybe it's gonna sound like shit. And I tried it, and it sounded freaking amazing. So he's responsible for most of that project, I suppose.
He's a natural. If you watching haven't seen any of the versions, there's one post on each of their channels. One on Denmo's, one on Husky's, one on Alex. Did Studio did he post
You
one on
no, didn't post it,
Nope.
but he was on it as well.
Yeah, just participated.
Super,
Okay.
super fundamental.
Yes. That's excellent. On all three. So watch all three. Just do that. There's a short version, a long version, and then there's different edit cuts for each of them.
Maybe one day I'm gonna make it funky or whatever. I don't know. I can remix it. We made a song. I have all the files.
You're gonna funkify your own songs that aren't funky,
Funkify my own song. I'm gonna
A
release
cover
the new
of your
funky
own
mode.
song.
and then eventually you do the cover of the cover, and it just keeps going
Oh, yeah.
around and around.
Hey, that's what Token does sometimes. Hey, you use
Yeah,
but
that's what we
I mean,
call a
that's
motif
it's
at that
our own
point.
leitmotif, right? So we create our own leitmotif.
There you go.
That's gonna be our expansion. How are we gonna call it?
I don't
Husky
know.
Walker.
Husky Walker.
Husky Walker.
That sounds like a Saturday
yeah.
afternoon with a dog. Just walking.
But your dog is gonna bring about the end of the day.
Please, no pet play.
No, it's going to save us in this case, but we'll talk about that in a moment.
Hey.
Before we get started with the actual spoiler talk, thank you to our sponsors, Steelseries. We're going to be kicking off the giveaways again, starting when this video gets posted on YouTube. We've been doing monthly giveaways before that, but we stopped when the show wasn't as consistent. We'll be continuing that this month, so be sure to check for a giveaway link in the description of the YouTube video. If you're watching on Twitch, go to the YouTube video and like it while you're there, because why not, right? And if you're on audio, do the same. And also thank you to our sponsors over on Patreon for supporting over the past several years. We don't do anything special for them. They just do it because they like to do it, and they get a shout out right here. Special shout out to our Patrons of Darkness, Khuja Cross on Jenova, and Kurenai Oni for going above and beyond. With that,
Patreon people are awesome.
there's no script for this show because I think the thoughts are just wild. So I'll try to direct us on occasion, but everything's on the line. Like just throw everything just your heart on the table. Okay. So I'll start with a very simple question. What'd you think?
Man.
Wow.
Have you guys? I'm just gonna say one thing. Sorry. Have you guys Husky, are you wearing the Final Fantasy 14 jacket?
Yep.
Oh, look at that, man.
It's a present from
Look
Square
at that
Enix.
freaking swag. Oh my
They sent it
god.
to me a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I got the same. It's
I'm
in
too
my
lazy to go to my closet right there.
it's in my closet. Here's the thing. These jackets were made by Adam at Square Enix. He
Yeah.
made them. He designed them.
Wow.
He's very proud about them. I think they look great. Like when you get custom jackets and stuff like that, sometimes they may not look very good, but this design is pretty dope.
Oh,
He did
yeah.
an amazing, good job. Adam, if you're watching, proud of you.
It's
Thank you
also
for the
very
jackets.
cold here, so it's keeping me warm.
Yeah, they're very nice. I wish they sold them. But I was saying, guys, have you reflected on the fact that we're in spoiler mode, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, the thing that brought about the final days is basically Twitter.
Yes.
A cute bluebird who is very listening to the emotions of all the people in the universe and is empathetically recreating that and putting that out. When you go on Twitter, sometimes you feel that hatred and the repressed emotions humanity has, and that's freaking Meteon.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. The
She's
final days
Bertron.
And-
by Twitter.
She's Ultron, but she's a bird.
And she
Yeah.
and all those feelings caused her to start shopping at Hot Topic and get the goth lipstick and grow out the hair and start.
Dude,
listening
imagine
to
if
Avril
Meteon-
Lavigne and yeah.
Imagine if she came to our world right now, with all the drama and stuff that happens on the internet. She would go
Oh, she
freaking crazy.
definitely shop at Hot Topic then.
That'd be great. But yeah, please, Husky, let us know what you thought. My thought is like Twitter, yeah.
I thought is
Mind-blowing.
wow, what a ride! Seriously, I was already super happy with Shadowbringers, and every 2 levels of Endwalker was the same epicness as something like the end of Shadowbringers, and I was shocked and excited almost every time. And I don't know how they could handle this pace, this rhythm, because it's a constant flow of greatness. I don't know.
Did you say flow intentionally? Like the song title?
Did
we
you
gonna
say
skip
reflections
those?
intentionally earlier?
Whoopsie doopsie.
Oh my god! Reflections in crystal. But
No,
it's true.
seriously,
It's crazy,
yeah,
right?
It's a fucking masterpiece, and I don't know how they can top that, but I trust them because I know our next adventures will be just as good as this.
Yeah. So when I finished that game, I was like, I had the same feeling I had when I watched Avengers Endgame. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna top this because this has been built up for so many years, right? And it took us to places that we were not expecting. And now I'm like, how are you ever gonna create a threat that feels more dangerous than Meteor? How are you ever gonna, I don't know, create a new story that makes me feel as compelled as this? I think this is the best Final Fantasy story in all the Final Fantasies I've ever played, and I played many. I'm not sure if 14 has my favorite characters because my favorite characters are in 9 and 7 and 10, but this is the best story, hands down. How do you
Indeed.
build again from that? And also the pressure is so great because now they really, if they create another story that is awesome but not as awesome as Shadowbringers or Endwalker, people are gonna be disappointed, even if the story is great. I would say that's the Stormblood effect. Heavensward was more loved, but Stormblood was still a good story in my opinion. But because they did better in the past, people say Stormblood is bad. So now I'm like, the pressure on creative division must be insane because of what they created essentially. So
The pressure will definitely be on. We'll be watching very, very closely. I can promise you that.
man,
Sly,
First off, story amazing. Like the best know that. A good closing chapter to the Highland Zodiac era. Secondly, trailers are such fucking classic misdirection because nobody died.
oh my god,
that's not
Yes.
true.
Oh,
Well,
Who died?
well, out of the Scions, nobody died. We were
Yeah, in the
all
Scions,
taking guesses on like who's gonna die and how they're gonna die, which goes to
Wait.
show that you can have a good story without killing off one of your main characters.
I'm still
Well,
gonna keep
the
an eye on
freaking-
them.
Dude, I'm still
Oh.
thinking of the scene where there's the freaking, what do they call them? The monstrosity? No,
The
what do they call the
blasphemies?
monsters of the final days?
The obscenities?
The blasphemies.
Oh, the blasphemies.
The
Sorry. Yeah.
blasphemies, yeah. The scene where you're trying to go for Matsuya's friends, like the couple that have the baby and stuff, and the freaking blasphemy takes the girl and dunks her into the freaking pool there or whatever, and she just dies like that, and the baby's there. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? This is
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
savage.
Yeah, that was
This is insane.
crazy.
The way they kill NPCs is actually insane. But our characters never die. That's true.
Honestly, the characters
And-
they don't die that they don't kill sometimes are also that, like Matsuya when he's running right after that scene.
Yeah.
That scene is mad anxiety entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The moment I saw Matsuya at the start of the game, I'm like, please, don't let anything happen to him, okay? Just gotta protect him at all costs. And
I
then
love
he went-
this whole section because it is the first time in the game we have to face such dark things.
Oh yeah, it felt like
We were not prepared to this, and it came like a big slap in our face.
Yeah, it felt
Yeah.
like the final days reminded me a lot about the eclipse in Berserk. Although less bloody, it reminded me a lot of that. I was
Yeah.
like, man, oh my god, what the hell? It was nice to see Final Fantasy XIV go that dark, honestly.
I know doubt
Yeah,
they
it's-
would
I
after
think-
Shadowbringers. Like ever since Tesseline's scene, I've like, all right, gloves are off
Oh, man.
at any point. At any point, I have to expect that something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was,
felt like certain characters we've known in the past got the kind of memoriam that they deserve, especially like once you start exploring old Charlian, and then you do some of the quest, and then you did a quest with the little girl, and she talks about Big Mooney. I'm like, oh, not my girl Big Mooney. And then later on, we have that scene with Urianger and Mooney's parents, and that
Oh,
really did it
yeah.
for me. Holy shit!
That was-
Oh,
my
shit.
God.
Man, that was probably the
gonna put
most
some-
emotional scene for me.
You're gonna put some
Probably.
respect on my girl's name.
They made sure to do
That's
it.
crazy because she made such a short appearance in A Realm Reborn, and yet
Yeah.
she was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, agree. Listen. It's been I haven't not played. I didn't play New Game Plus and stuff, so I saw the RM Reborn scenes many years ago. So now I forgot some of the details. I cannot tell you why I like Moinbrida anymore. I just know I liked her a lot, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy. It's really good.
What was nice
And,
about Moonbrida is that they used her to human, because Urianger was kind of a meme at the time. He was just like the prophet, the scholar. You know,
Yeah.
he was kind of characterless essentially.
Yeah.
And they used Moonbrida to start to humanize him a little bit.
Yeah.
So she kind of like her extension of her character pretty much kept living on through him because it was this constant burden that he was always
literally-
considering.
That's literally who he was, though. Like they told a story when Urianger was like younger, he would just be on books all the freaking time, and then when Brida was the one that told him, "Hey, let's go out play out with our friends and stuff." So literally, that's what happened in Urianger's story. Also, I don't know if that was meant to be from day one, but they were able to use every single plot point to give lots of beautiful stories to this character and justify everything. That's the thing that blows my mind. Like, there's so many characters in this series, in this game, and they were able to close so many stories in ways that make sense, not like Kingdom Hearts. And I love Kingdom Hearts. I really freaking love Kingdom Hearts, dude. It's one of the most important games for me personally, but it doesn't make freaking sense. So
Yeah,
when I finished Kingdom
I feel
Hearts
the
3,
same.
I was like, man, I'm done. I'm not trying to understand anymore. With 14, it's
I
the
get you.
complete opposite experience, right? It's great. It's beautiful. It feels very mature. But again, Kingdom Hearts is freaking amazing, even in total nonsense. Maybe that's why I like it so much. But
I just like hearing
I-
Woody say, whatever you said, I don't
yeah.
care.
like, yeah, you maybe if you had friends, you would like, yeah, Voodoo is freaking savage. It's amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I really appreciate it when I like it when fantasy games have their outlandish laws of the universe, but they still make sense. That's one thing I like. The one thing that I don't like about 14 is the freaking fetch quests. Like, oh, you just defeated the freaking
Yeah.
mighty Zodiark.
One
Now,
thing I will say about the fetch quest though is that they kind of diminished them in Walker, and it didn't seem that bad. It was like, okay, here's the fetch quest. Where do I go? Oh, 10 feet over there. Wait, that's it? Yeah,
dude,
that's it?
no, but the ones after Zodiark, go chase bunnies and taste carrots, and they have you running around, and there's the bunny that tries to deceive you while Urianja is doing stuff, and you're like, bruh, like, why do you subject us to this? I was well, in my case, I was speedrunning because I know for sure that if I don't finish FF14 in 2 days, people are gonna spoil me by saying, "Hey, Alex, can you make a reaction about the final boss theme?"
That's what
happens
I had
sometimes.
for Shadowbringers.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna play this super fast, and then the freaking bunnies, oh no, you're gonna walk and get carrots for me right now for 2 hours.
Big carrots, yeah.
Like, yeah, it was fun, and it was nice to hear Final Fantasy IV's music in that area because I love Final Fantasy IV. But too many fetch quests, man. I was like, man.
The
they
problem
ruined the
I
finish.
had with that in this expansion during the main story, we had a lot of cutscenes, which is normal for closing the story, but compared to the other expansions, we didn't have enough battles. And almost no solo duty as well.
In Endwalker.
Yeah, in Endwalker. It
But
was a
I
wall of
agree with
text
that,
for me.
but the duties we got were kind of cool though. Like this is Tancred was cool.
The duty in Garmald was pure hell for me.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Why?
At first, I didn't understand that I had to grab some stuff for the Magitech armor, and I kept dying at the monsters
No,
at
Jesus.
the gate at first.
Wow.
The one thing that got me about that was when I tossed the grenade and I was trying to get the dog, I didn't realize the splash damage would get the nearby soldier. So the soldier got awakened, and I'm like, fuck. Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Metal Gear. I really love that part though. It felt fun.
So many Metal
Felt
Gear
different.
memes in this game. In this
Yeah.
in this
That was
expansion.
amazing, yeah.
It's crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about that final fight. We're definitely gonna talk about the final.
Yeah, as soon as my cat stops annoying me.
Because if you during
I love
that
his
final
outfit
fight
number.
with Xenos did not say brother like inside your head or like internally, like
My turn. This is
Actually,
Tancred.
Xenos is a character that I didn't think. Like, when I saw him in Stormblood, I was like, I mean, the one thing I like about Xenos is that he always felt very powerful. But I don't know, I never really understood him that much. But in Endwalker, I think they did an amazing job at like portraying him as this. It reminded me of Nosferatu Zod from Berserk. This wandering demon who's super insanely strong, and he just wants to fight, and you don't know why. And then just like I think they portrayed that side of him. He's just wandering. He's looking for a challenger. He's looking for feeling something or whatever. He's a bit. He's not some villain obsessed with power for no reason. He wants power because he finds thrill and joy only in fighting against the mightiest enemies. And I don't know, I kind of like the way they characterized him, because even though he doesn't have the same width as the Asians or whatever, he still feels like an overbearing presence. Whenever I saw Xenos come in the camera, I was like, oh no, what is going to happen now? Who's going to die now? And for a moment, when Alize told her, basically roasted him, like, hey, what did he say? What did she say to him? Like,
She said that as if all he wanted, no matter how much he wanted the fight, he wasn't going to get it if he kept trying to do it this way. You have a better chance actually, like, being a part of something.
I was like, are we gonna have a moment where Xenos falls for her because she was the only person who actually stood up to him in a way that
Please
I was
no.
like, is that gonna happen? But then it didn't happen. But I was like, if that happened, I would have been fine with it in a way. But thank God it didn't happen. Actually, it was nicer the way it ended. You guys
Right.
think he's dead and he's done?
Yeah,
or do you
I
think he's
do.
gonna come back?
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to wrangle this in a little bit so we can move point by point. Since you're talking about Xenos, I think the big thing with this is Final Fantasy XIV expansions are usually 3 acts. They have the introduction, they have the turning point, and they have the climax. That's generally how they do. What's weird, though, is they basically did that 3 times instead of doing it once. 80 to 83 does this, 83 to 87 does this, 87 to 89 does this. So that it feels like 3 stories being told that get you to an end point. So let's start with 80 to 83, because I think that even amongst people who really enjoyed the story, 80 to 81 in particular was a bit of a growing pain in a sense, because it sets I don't know if you guys felt the same, but it sets the expectation that the narrative is going to be more important than any amount of gameplay. They want they want you along for the ride. They want you learning. They want you finding things out and becoming familiar with new places, as opposed to going out fighting, killing.
Yeah.
So it's slower paced, essentially.
NPC Walker, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so the first act, we start with Charlene, we start with Thavnair, our introductions to them. Was there any characters that immediately grabbed you or that you immediately hated throughout those beginning sections?
Oh shit.
Hated.
I mean, Daddy Levieur was on my shit list for most of this until he decides to become a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. But when I saw him, like, there's no way he's not gonna have a nice resolution.
Yeah, I felt that something was fishy about him, so I couldn't hate him from the start.
Personally, for me, I really, I saw a bit of my dad in him. My dad is not such a douchebag, but I can see the father who struggles with telling his kids how he really feels and all that stuff. So I was like, definitely he loves them, but he's trying to do something, I don't know. So I didn't hate him that much. For me, hating characters is very hard. I don't think there's a character in 14 that I hate.
I just hate Xenos, personally. But I hate him because every time I saw him in Endwalker, I was like, dude, I killed you 2 expansions ago. Get the fuck out. Seriously. Because of that, every time I saw him, he wasn't threatening to me at all.
Oh yeah, someone said Fandaniel. Actually, Fandaniel is a character that I actually despised when he came out in Shadowbringers. When he just appeared, I was like, this is a freaking clown. But then, as he started to put up all the towers and stuff like that, I was like, actually, maybe he's not that stupid. Maybe he's just fooling everyone, and he's actually the smartest of all. So, Fandaniel is the one that got close to me hating a character, but...
Not Valens? Valens, I think nobody... Well, I mean, you're supposed to...
Valens?
Yeah,
Valens was from the Weapon Quest line. He replaced
Alex
Gaius.
didn't do it, I guess.
Yeah. He
burn out the bad.
Yeah, he literally has
Burn
he
out
just
the
like
bad.
has kids like burning each other as like torture for disobedience and using people as experience. Yeah. He's vile, Valens.
Yeah.
He's what's the name of the guy from Game of Thrones? Ramsay Bolton. Maybe he was kind of like Ramsay Bolton. You haven't watched Game of Thrones?
No, I don't watch. You ever have a show where everyone
like
tells you to
Ramsay.
watch it and it makes you not want to watch it? That was Game of Thrones for me.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I hope you watch it in like 10 years where, it's not... Like I did with Death Note. I watched it after 10 years. I was like, oh, this is great. But, yeah, there's a character in Game of Thrones. Which
Then you turn around and you're like, let me watch the live action. Oh.
Uh-huh.
My one thing.
It was fine.
My one thing.
It was...
My one thing with Fandaniel is that they did what I was afraid they were going to do, like they did with almost every Asian, and they humanized right in the end.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that was humanizing so much as resolving conflict within. He in no way gets a pass for anything he did, but he basically answers his question.
But wait,
Well, same thing. I mean, same with Emmett and same with the Litibus.
Wait.
They don't
No,
get a
I
pass,
feel like
but
they humanized Emmett. Is humanized
Wait.
constantly throughout his story. Like when he comes to
Oh,
you
yeah.
in private and discusses things with you. That's a very like leveling. Like it's just a different viewpoint thing. This was not a different viewpoint thing.
no, wait. It was... Listen. He basically did to the world what the Asians did to their creations. Right?
Yeah.
You saw at the beginning. He wanted his, rabid creation animal thing that eat other animals to have a chance. Like, oh, but let's not kill them. They're my babies. And then the Ascians were like, no, kill them now. They're not appropriate to live because they're they have problems and defects, and remove them, defects. And so he was like, who are we to just treat our creations like this? Maybe we should be subject to the same thing, to the same law. So he just did that. And he, the reply was maybe they were almost not, worthy of living. I don't know. I mean, I understand his point of view when you say, like, I don't know. Why should the Ascian be treated differently from their creations? Right.
Well, that is jumping ahead, but in the 81 quest, we specifically meet Amon. Well, we find out who this Fandaniel actually is. That's been a big thing since Shadowbringers.
So early in the quest.
Yes, and that's I feel like this is sort of leaning towards the end of that introduction section that they do for each story before it leads into the conflict. 81. Yeah, with Garlemald itself, and that's been a big thing, is them trying to reveal the Ascians' original names. Like it's something they did throughout Shadowbringers. We learned Mitron, we learned Logriff, we learned Emmett. So it's like they've gradually done this, and this is who it is. This is their big reveal that it was Amon the whole time from the Crystal Tower. Although in the one we fight in the Crystal Tower is just a clone. Which was expected as such. It's funny because some people thought Amon might have been a clone of Emmett for some time. There was a big theory going around about that, and that could not have been further from the truth.
That's interesting. Yeah, when I saw Amon, I forgot that I met him in the Crystal Tower, and I forgot he's a Final Fantasy III character. So actually what I saw is like, oh, there's this character called Amon. It kind of looks like a clown, like Kefka, like a mad clown who's nihilistic and wants the world to end. Is this a Final Fantasy VI reference? That's freaking amazing. But I don't know, it actually was from FF3. But still, there's all these small things that make me appreciate him even more. These callbacks to the series. That
the biggest callback I think is, why does this guy keep building? Like, he just wants to build towers. Like, it's just Crystal Tower, tower here, Tower Azad, tower. What's this guy's obsession with towers? Is he compensating?
What's even more funny is that most of us kick his ass every day in the Alliance roulette.
No, that's his clone's ass. We're not beating.
Yeah, true.
Beating a duplicate of his ass.
He's angry. There's people in the thing about towers. There was a place in Italy. This is a complete off topic. There's a city in Italy, a place that usually, like in the old ages, like Middle Ages or whatever, it was just a field full of towers built by rich families, and they would each try to build a tower that was taller than the other ones. It was just like saying, "My penis is bigger." That was their way to say it. My tower is bigger than yours.
I remember hearing about this.
And all these towers they all fell because they were built so badly, right? So maybe that's what he was doing. It's like, I'm gonna build a bigger tower to show you my superiority. But it was good that he did the Tower Azad. That was a very beautiful FF4 reference. When they entered that dungeon and the music started, I was like, what the hell? It's an amazing arrangement. It was a beautiful, leap in the past, and also the boss for that dungeon.
And the boss themes, that mid-boss theme especially.
Oh yeah. I think the mid-boss theme is even better than
a lot of people share that opinion. Yeah, I feel very good.
I love
the thing. It's the last boss theme is like Soken in that. I think he did what he did with the Triumph from Shadowbringers. He took the theme and he orchestrated it in a way that sounded very similar to Triumph. But with the mid-boss theme is where we're like, I'm gonna do something new and just go crazy and do like these crazy guitars and stuff, and it sounds great. It's fresh. And the last boss, like the final boss of the dungeon is also good, but the mid one is.
This music is so awesome that even took it for the Solo Duties film.
Yeah.
Mid-boss theme. Same.
It was used for the solo.
Yeah.
No, for the solo instances. Like, this is Thancred used the mid-boss.
Well, it usually would start as the mid-boss, and then when you fought the final enemy, it would kind of was structured like a dungeon. It would usually start with the mid-boss, and then like when the true threat of the solo instance came out, it would be the final boss theme. I couldn't help but think the middle boss theme was an apology for Insatiable nonstop for the last expansion when they changed every boss to be in some version of Insatiable, and I was like, oh, okay.
By the way, I love that we're calling that mission distinct.
Yeah.
That is what it's called.
That's
That is what it's called.
It's such a stupid meme. Because it's not like it doesn't make sense when he says it in the mission, but when you just look at it on its own, it's fucking hilarious.
It became my
wonder if
favorite
we
meme
planned
of the year.
Oh man.
I wonder if they planned it, or if it just happened. It's like JoJo. Like JoJo became popular because of memes. Maybe that's what's causing the Final Fantasy 14, cluttering even more now. It's freaking. This is Tancred.
Memes.
I'm like, what is this?
Memes.
I just want to see it on a billboard. Endwalker. This is Tancred. When they start advertising again, of course, because that's on put on the kibosh right now.
Oh man. The Final Fantasy 14 social media managers are some incredible meme lords. So I think they could have some influence in there. I know them. I know who you are. You guys are amazing. So I think they could push for that.
Now,
Token is pushing for that with Lahi and stuff. Like with the
one other.
Yeah, I mean.
By the way, one other character that kind of I like had to grow on me in Bavnir, like she was a side quest character, but Ogun. If you did the side quests, I
was gonna say you better not be talking about Nadana.
The girl?
Right now. I was gonna say
girl?
he's talking about a side quest character. I was like, you better not be talking about.
Is that the racist girl? The one who has a problem with the
Matanga. Yep.
Dude. There's one thing. By the way, let me be completely unprofessional now. I'm getting cancelled, guys. I was laughing the whole fucking time with 14 in that section because in Italian, which is my mother tongue, matanga is a slang way to say big dick.
Yeah, I've heard this before.
Whenever the matangas came on, this girl was afraid of matangas. She's like, "Oh no, the matanga!" I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, please make it stop." So yeah, every moment I was losing it. But you
should have rode up in the Final Fantasy 15 car and just.
No.
I like how I didn't have to say anything else, and everyone figured it out.
Oh my god!
Everyone figured it out. There was something wrong with you before I even finished the sentence.
We will stop there. But matanga, it was one fun word for them to use.
Yeah, she grew past her fear in that quest. That's fine.
Yeah. That sounds so bad.
Thanks, Chad.
Oh my god. Rule 34 Walker. Man. Well, I haven't done that quest. I just started it and I was losing it, and then I didn't finish it.
She embraced it. There you go.
Embraced
There
it.
you go. I don't know where Sly went. He needed a drink after that one.
Someone must have clipped that and be like, okay, this is evidence. These guys are demented. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of am.
It's fine.
Especially when sleep deprived.
I now know one more word in Italian. Closer to my heritage.
I mean, no one uses it, right? But
not
you make
now they do.
Now the chat does.
I'm sure every Italian must have thought the same thing while playing 14. I swear to God. It's super funny.
And they have huge trunks. Anyway. Moving.
What was the character you hated, Haps? Like
No, I Daddy Levier. I was so actually it wasn't even him. It was the leader of the forum itself, because I loved their friend.
Oh
in the
yeah,
back.
fuck that guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
The dude in the back was cool. Montague was fine. He was great. But the actual leader of the forum, not even just Daddy Levier. I just couldn't stand. I just couldn't stand the forum. Like. Maybe it's just because I played too many RPGs, but I instantly see villain when I see characters like that, and you have to convince me otherwise.
It reminded me of the Ministry of Magic from Harry Potter during the 5th film.
Yeah.
It was the same vibes.
Order! Oh yeah, and the woman who greets you at the dock.
No, she was fine.
No, she was fun.
She was funny.
What was best is seeing her at the end when she was angry about the world bringing the resources.
I was like, she deserved that. But everyone else, I mean, there's just, again, especially Matsuya. Matsuya was a big favorite for me across.
Oh my God.
Every time he's on the screen, he's a pleasant character. But after
believable.
What happened?
Matsuya, he's believable. Matsuya is like a Final Fantasy 13 protagonist in the way he's
hope.
Is not very heroic, and is not necessarily, someone that you may think has his shit together, but he has a good heart, and he finds a way to go through very tough stuff. In a way that is probably not epic, like I don't know, Cloud Strife slashing through with his sword. It's like, oh my god, no, I'm gonna die, and that's freaking Hope from Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Aaronville's another highlight. The male Vieira that there's like, of course they release male Vieira. There's a male Vieira in them.
Oh man, he's hot. He's hot.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
It's like, hey, go play Vieira now.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, it's like Nadana, another big favorite. She was fantastic from the get go.
Oh, the Matanga woman.
Yes.
I was shipping.
Her and Matsuya pretty much immediately.
Matsuya.
Yeah. Everyone was immediately. They're like, we like him, we like her. There we go. That's how it works. That's how ships work. But they did, man. I felt. I mean, all of Thavnair just attached me.
I did not like the dragon in his his
kid form,
alias of the dragon,
Human form.
Yeah.
It freaked me the fuck out from the very start. I'm like, what's wrong with him? And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. When there was the dragon reveal, but at the start I was like,
see, Vritra is my favorite of the dragons at this point. Probably because he's been given out. I mean, I can't say that they didn't give Hraesvelgr and Nidhogg plenty of time to be characters, because they did. But it's nice to have just talk to a dragon who's so nonchalant. He's like, yeah, I'm a dragon. I don't want people to know, but like, I'm just trying to do a good thing here. All right, that's it. I just want to be good, and it kind of makes sense because he's the youngest sibling. He kind of has that young sibling energy to himself.
Like naive and stuff.
Yeah. But he's still like this ancient, being of grand and ultimate power. He also doesn't fuck around. There was only a mild point where he's kind of like, should I not? And even then, he was still like, I'm killing all these things. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah. And it's nice. It's even nicer when you see where the dragons came from.
Yeah.
Like when you see you're in Ultima Thule and you see
In the
who the dragons were and stuff. And then you think back to Vritra. It's even more mind-blowing who he has become.
Yeah.
Very I like how Azdia was like a passing thought. He's like, oh, Azdia just doesn't respond.
Listen, I gotta say, I see people calling him a dick. Listen, as somebody who's terrible at replying to messages because I feel like I've taken too long to, like, that's what it is. Like, he heard and he's like, oh shit, when did he say that? Oh, if I respond, you know what? It's fine. I've already taken too long to respond. I'm sure it's not that important anyway.
I get that.
I don't want to bother them anymore. I feel like it's too late. leaving on read. There you go.
Okay, well, but I like KT281. I really like that because I like the thing I like a lot was seeing Estinian being a goofball, because Estinian is he had such an interesting evolution in Heavensward. He was just consumed by vengeance and hatred and all this stuff, and seeing him have fun and laugh and not be serious with his friends was heartwarming. It was very nice because it's such a big change, and it's a risky move to do because they lose their edge. Like if Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII suddenly became a happy person, that'd be weird. But he does have his moments when he's with Yuffie, and those are nice to me, because you see, a shard of the person that is still there, and has a chance to come out, and I like it. It's the same reason why I like the scene of Urianger with Moembrida's parents, because you see the human side of Urianger that he doesn't show very often. So I like those moments.
Yeah. And I think whether or not how you feel about Endwalker versus Shadowbringers comes down to how much you care about those moments. Because I've seen people go back and forth about whether Endwalker was better than Shadowbringers or not. And it seems the biggest difference is people who cared more about the personal connections between the characters, liked Endwalker more, and those who just liked the pacing, because Shadowbringers is very well paced.
Shadowbringers
tend to lean towards that. So, me, I'm definitely a character. Definitely. Every one of those moments where it's slow and they're taking their time to make sure you understand everyone or close out a story that they open, I live for that moment. Which takes me to Garlemald, where we now had to deal with actual native non-military Garleans for the first time, and some military ones. And we get to see kind of how deep-rooted everything really was there. and
Bro,
it's
I
My
loved
God.
it.
pretty messed
I
up.
loved it. Dude,
I
I
waited
loved
like I waited like 8 years to finally come into Garmald, and it's a big surprise that it's in ruins, it's empty, and it's cold, and it's nothing like I imagined it during all these years because the Empire was so powerful back then. So I imagined it with a lot of an army, a fortress, and very rough territory. And finally, it was empty and cold, and it was void.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like my heart. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Maybe
have
by
you-
level 89 that
empty
was
and
your
cold.
heart.
Yeah. Have you guys played Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, insomnia.
Yeah, that gave me big insomnia. Not insomnia. What's the name
I
of the
get it
empire?
because that's the name of the city. Yeah,
Not,
there you go.
not the empire. No, there was
Niflheim?
yeah, it was it.
Are you referring
No,
to when
there
you're
was
in chapter 13 and you're in Niflheim?
yeah, but even actually yeah, when you're in Niflheim and everything is like destroyed and zombified and there's the monsters everywhere and the glory of the empire is lost. They gave me
Oh yeah.
same vibes. But the thing I like about this stuff, man, one thing I noticed by the way, when you go around in the empire areas, there's freaking cars. They have cars. That's why they call us savages. Because we
Yeah.
ride on horses and fantastic animals, and they have freaking Volvos and stuff. And just drive around. Like, I get it now. I kind of, I kind of understand that derogatory term. But I love when video games or stories of any kind build a certain image of something or of some character, some nation that they're evil, and they give you evidence of why they're evil and all this stuff. And then at the end, they subvert your expectation, not by telling you that they're good, but by showing you why they did what they did, why they think the way they do. And they put you in their shoes. And now, when you understand why the Guardians acted the way they did, you cannot bring yourself to hate them as much anymore. That's something I think the world needs more. That's one thing the Shadowbringers did amazingly. Emmet Selk, in my opinion, is the things they did are freaking terrible, man. Like with the as Solus Zygalvus or whatever, they're very bad. And when people do bad things in our world, they get cancelled. We don't even question why they did them. We don't even try to understand their perspective. We don't give them the space to do that. So imagine Final Fantasy XIV if we didn't give any space to these bits of story. We would believe to be always in the right, and we would be completely ignorant of the pain of our opposition, and we would not learn the truth. And that makes me think, man, people need to open their minds, because when we play games and we see this shit, Nier Automata, you see this shit, 14, you see it, and you're like, wow, oh my god, bad people are not very bad. Maybe we should do that in real life as well. I wish to see people who like this stuff in games to be like this in real life too. Because sometimes people are assholes, that's true. But sometimes, deep down, there's stuff you can relate to, and there might be reasons why they're broken, and you probably can help them. So I really love that part because of this reason. It was beautiful to see. Also, the reactions of Alize and Alfino trying to help the Imperials, like the locals, and them basically, dying and fighting them for no reason and whatever, running around and getting killed by monsters, because it shows how much propaganda is powerful in people's minds, and how much, by not understanding each other, you can really fuck up your perception of the world. And that's a big problem in nowadays world, I think, 2021. So there's a lesson there. I saw that. I'm like, man, this is great. So welcome for coming to my TED. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, that's why I liked it. But sorry, now I'll shut up. I'll let you guys speak.
I mean, for me, I have to go with the obvious scene. As much as I love the more humanizing aspects and starting to unravel kind of what the future of Garlemald itself is even going to be through those various quests. I have to go with, I think, the most obvious scene, and also one of the most frustrating ones, in that of getting body snatched by Xenos
Oh my
in
God.
that section.
Oh,
Whoa, that was scary.
That was a time.
there was everything.
That
And
was
they
scary as fuck.
introduced anima at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, the goosebumps. My god. What's amazing is that Anima here is Xeno's father, whereas in FF10 it's Simu's mother.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
parallel, oh my god.
And Seymour fucking killed his parents.
And Seymour comes 4 times in the game, like Xenos.
Bruh. Bruh.
Just won't leave.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of him. Just Seymour, stop. And it's like, Xeno, stop. It's like, it's the same
Seymour's
person.
like, death awaits you. Man, I fucking love Anima. I did not expect that Anima was going to be a boss,
Yeah,
like a dungeon
same.
boss. I
Yeah.
thought it's going to be a trial. Same
A
for
lot
the
of people
sister,
did.
the Mago sisters.
Yeah.
But they did a very
Yeah.
good job. And when I saw it there, I was like, bruh, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, speaking of what Sly said about the trailers earlier, talk about hiding. Talk about a well-constructed trailer for leaving absolutely
Yeah,
everything you could have thought was just like, this isn't correct.
nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I
And
loved
that,
it.
including this scene, because they showed the scene where Xenos takes your body in the trailer. They give it different, audio lines. But even still, like, my thought was not, is Xenos about to body swap with me and go kill my friends? No, it was,
Yeah.
these are going to use me to finish with their project or whatever. And it's like, no, he's just bored.
They even showed the final dungeon, and we had no idea.
They showed the final dungeon. They showed most everything, and just in such a way that it was like, what am I looking at here? Like, I guess I can
And
speculate.
I would love for games to do that more, because they could have gone for the low-hanging fruit and show a lot of stuff to hype us up and sell the game even more, like the Hydaelyn fight and all this stuff. But they didn't, out of respect for all the people who played this game for so many years. And they still sold like crazy. So I think the gaming industry needs to learn a lesson here, especially Square Enix themselves.
Yeah,
Because
Final
the
Fantasy
Kingdom
VII
Hearts
trailer
3,
coming to mind
that's
right
a
now.
remake. My God, man! I stopped watching them for that reason. I was like, man, no more, please.
I remember I had already played it because I had a media copy, and people are like, "Apps, don't watch the most recent trailer. It's full of spoilers." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure it is." And then I watch it. I was like, "Oh my god, it really is." Like I had already seen the story, and then I saw the launch trailer, and I was like, "Oh, why did they do that?"
When I was finally playing the game after the trailers, I was like, when will we be? When?
Oh yeah,
Because of the
like,
scenes
you-
I've seen previously in the trailer, I was highly waiting it in the game,
yeah.
and it was in the deep end. Oh.
Playing the game without having seen anything is always the best thing.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 did it too. They're like, here's Scala
Bro, Kingdom Hearts 3
Kylam. Yeah.
Yeah, and they showed freaking Aqua getting possessed by Xehanort,
Yeah.
which was at the end of the game. I was like,
Yeah.
man. And I was hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3 when they said, we are developing this game. There's no need even for a trailer for me. I'm buying it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, you could have Elden Ring that shit and just do do one trailer a few months before it comes out and you're good.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy XIV is doing a lot of things right, and I hope Square Enix will learn from that and apply that to the other games as well, especially 16.
16, they've done it right so far. He doesn't want to show it till it's going to be playable.
Yeah, they haven't shown anything.
Yeah,
They
much
said
to our dismay.
More news in 2021.
Listen,
We're almost
tomorrow is
dead.
Final Fantasy's birthday. Tomorrow's the birthday of the franchise. Maybe.
Are you ready with your? Are you preparing your clown makeup, because we're gonna
No,
need
my
it.
copium. I need my copium. Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, dude.
Fine.
But yeah, the Gardemal section. Also, someone said the radio station song was pretty cool. It was. It was very interesting to hear like the Gardemal theme with the radios. I love the way they made the music and that theme a part of the plot. It's not easy to do that, you know. And yeah, that was pretty dope. And the arrangement was very good. It felt definitely like a patriotical, nation theme. Maybe for some nation like Russia or something like that. The thing I like about 14 actually is how every nation and country, whatever, is a good representation of a culture in the real world. Like in Gardemal, all the names sounded like ancient Rome, and it was so cool for me to see. And I'm sure they did the same thing in Tavnir. Maybe it's like
Oh
Indian
yeah,
country.
Thavnir does such a fantastic. I actually had to ask a friend of mine to help me with pronunciations for a lot of stuff in Thavnir, just to
Wow.
make sure it was like closer. Because
Yeah.
they go very, very. They did a lot of work making sure that all of that was as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
Not to
Even
mention,
even the accent. I feel the accent was also like kind of they were trying to go for that vibe, right?
yeah, no, they made sure regional accents were good regardless of the race that, like the spoken race that was speaking, whether it was a Matanga or an Aura or anything like that. Yeah, no, they did a lot of good work in Thavnir. Not to mention it has the best use of the Endwalker motif. I'm just gonna say that right now. That town theme, yo, I'm bumping to that town theme.
I like the night version of the Thavnir theme with the piano and stuff. It's very cool. And also like in Thavnir, in the not in the city, but in the in the outskirts or whatever, where there's the monsters, the day theme, the one like that thing with a singer or whatever, has a bass that is super groovy. It's amazing. I'm like, I was like, I was imagining Soken. Imagining, I wonder what Alex is gonna think about this bass. Check this out, Alex, or whatever. It was super nice. I really loved it.
Something that I really loved is the flute in the Day Sharayan theme.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's so. It's ASMR for me.
Why does everyone says the night version is the best? The day version is the best.
I really
Both
like
are
the
excellent,
acoustic.
but I have something special about that flute in the Day theme.
Acoustics
for
are
me, it's
very,
only
very popular.
Okay, for me, it's not only the flute; it's the vocals from Amanda Aiken.
Yeah.
Like the kick in and the. It's the same thing that happened in the Christerium. Like, here's one thing that one of my fans wrote me on Twitter, and it made me think. Sometimes people tell me, "Oh, I'm not a musician, so I shouldn't talk about music." Like people have this idea that if they don't make music, they shouldn't be allowed to speak about music. So this fan wrote me and he's like, "Hey Alex, maybe I'm talking shit. I don't know. I'm not a musician, but have you noticed how in old Sharayan, in the day theme, there's a filtered version of flow, like ba 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 ba. It's filtered. It doesn't sound super clear, but it's there. And it's like, I think that represents the fact that Hydaelyn is secretly living in the underground of the city. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't think about that. So sometimes people who may not play music notice things like this that even I, as a composer, have not noticed. So that's a cool reference they put there to tell us this is the this is where Hydaelyn lives. And Final Fantasy Shadowbringers said the same thing in the Crystarium theme. There's I think in the night theme, there's Amanda Aiken singing filtered vocals, and I think she was singing Tomorrow and Tomorrow to represent the fact that Grahatia lives there, secretly. So that was very cool. I really like that in both cities. And I think that's why I like the version more. It's just Amanda Aiken is so amazing. Like, if I could marry some vocals,
just the vocals.
If I could marry a voice, I would marry Sly's voice and Amanda's voice. Those are my two choices.
Why am I in there?
Because your voice is amazing, man. I want to marry your voice. And Amanda as well. She's insanely good.
Well, thank you.
She's great.
Give me a WSLY intro real quick.
Sorry?
No, for Sly.
Now?
Yeah, come on.
Like putting me on the spot?
Yeah.
Grooving you through the 70s and 80s of Japan, you're listening to Station WSOY here on twitch.tv/Sly, a Gray Fox.
There you go. Say
That's what I'm talking
Wow.
There you go. That's what Alex wanted. That was a gift for Alex. Yeah. And Husky became a gift for Husky once he heard it.
Yeah, as well. Collateral damage.
His man's voice can conquer nations. It's crazy.
Civ 7 featuring Sly's voice.
What was the movie where there's a thing called The Voice? Was it Dune? Yeah, it's Dune, right?
I didn't watch Dune. I can tell you.
You didn't watch Dune?
I don't watch a lot of things.
There was a movie where someone uses the voice and it's so compelling that it makes people do things. And I'm like, I think Sly
Jessica
has
Jones?
Yeah, it's Dune. It's Dune.
No, Jessica Jones is very different. Yeah.
No, Jessica Jones.
Listen, I just like David Tennant, okay? That's it. That's all I wanted to think. It's just David Tennant, all right?
Someone said Alex is tempered. Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Yes, exactly. And then we get into the final act of Act 1, the final chapter of Act 1, which is Zodiark going to the moon and killing Zodiark.
I was like, What?
First the
Already?
moon, then a ghost of a nation, then Zodiac, then Fandaniel. Then what the hell?
Yeah, like getting there at level
Everything went
83
so
and
quick.
unlocking that trial at level 83 was the biggest what the fuck moment in the history of Final
Yeah.
Fantasy, I think. For
I waited
everybody.
this fight for 8 years too, and
Yeah.
I was thinking it would be at the end of the expansion, and when I fought it at level 83, I told myself,
Am I early?
no, the next things are gonna be even greater than this. Really?
No, for me it was impossible. I did it and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how they're gonna pick this. I don't know how they're gonna do even something better than this. I was like that. Whatever.
Sly, you and I actually had discussions about the possibility of that, only because you, I, and Ethis were talking about how, well, yeah, Zodiark is there, and you know, if we deal with him, what about what caused the final days? That was a discussion we had not infrequently. And obviously, I kind of got my prediction right. It wasn't Lavos, but I got my prediction right. I kept saying, listen, there's a Lavos. We're going to kill Zodiark.
God.
And somebody
Thank God
else
it
is
was
going to
that
show
real.
up and be the true villain. It's exactly what's going to happen. And
Not gonna lie, after the scene, after the trial, when the apocalypse kicked in, I was really expecting Zeromus from FF4.
Oh yeah,
A lot of
same.
people were. A lot of
Yeah.
people were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true, man. But yeah, that freaking fight. Oh my god! And also, man, I was imagining Soken again. I'm like, Yoshipi comes to him. Is like, hey, we need the final boss theme for the 83.
the
trial."
first
Final
boss.
boss.
Yeah, for
He's
the
like,
first final
Sorry,
boss.
what do you mean? How many more final bosses are? Well, 2, 3 more, whatever. Can you do it? So yeah, he orchestrated the Endwalker theme, right? Like the main theme with
Yeah.
big orchestral instruments, kind of like he did with Hades. But with Hades, he did that at the end of the game. Here, he did that at the first third of the game. So, man, he must have panicked so much, I guess, because to know that this is just a mid-boss theme and you're gonna have to surprise people even more later. Must have been hard. Must have been challenging. Like final boss themes are the hardest to compose. They're not necessarily my favorites, but when I listen to them, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake, actually, One Winged Angel Rebirth. The arranger for that theme was Yasunori Nishiki, and he said on Twitter that he actually he got sick, like physically sick in a
Of
bad way,
stress.
because of the stress of composing that arrangement. So that's final boss themes for you. Imagine having to write that for the first third of the game and then knowing you're going to have to do more. Must have been very hard, especially during the pandemic.
Don't worry, I can say that for the Jenova remix, they did fantastic. For that last bit. Can you buy the 7 remake OST yet? I don't even know. I need that remix of Jenova in my life more consistently.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Actually, that remix is so freaking good. All of it.
It just kept
Obviously,
getting
when you play the
everyone who posted them fighting that boss got it all got removed from YouTube. Every single boss fight of that fight gets removed because of that last remix.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah,
It's on
It's very
Spotify. Okay, yeah. I need to buy it. I need it on my PC. Oh
yeah,
man.
it's very good. I recommend it. It's wow. But yeah, it was cool. Zodiark was pretty cool. It's pretty dope. The fight I found it ended quite quickly, but then I haven't done the extreme version. I know maybe extreme version is gonna be like
Extreme's a lot
For
like
the
the
extreme
normal.
version,
yeah.
I just follow the lead in
Yep.
the extreme version because I still don't understand how the platform moves.
I had to make a guide for that, and I'm like, how the fuck do I explain?
yeah.
It's like this is you either get it or you don't. I gotta I had to make diagrams that turned to show how it looked when it turned one way or it turned the other way. I've done that fight 99 times, so I'm very akin to being
for
the
months.
danger Dorito at this point.
Man, patience you must have.
No, I'm doing 50,000 gemstones next, so this was nothing compared to that.
Ooh.
It's for a Final Fantasy 11 mount of all things. Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah. Sly's disgusted at the thought of it. It's like, why are you doing that?
Did you start 11 just like a few years ago or something?
Me or
Perhaps. Yeah.
no? I
Did you play
played.
it?
I played in 2004, like around
Oh,
the NA
damn,
release. Yeah,
okay.
2003, 2004.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
that's yeah. Sly started on it too. Don't lie. One day I'll get Sly just to do the story, but that's it. Don't play after you finish the story. That's my advice. Until they make an offline mode, then you can only play for the story. Dragon Quest X can get it, so can Final Fantasy XI. That's all I'm saying. All right. But yeah, I mean, what? How do you just kill Zodiark at 83 and then be like, all right, now the story can happen?
Yeah.
Even Xenos is kind of just like, all right, yeah, I'm the final boss, right? And you're like, no, I'm sorry.
Please no, please don't.
No, I'm sorry. You can't be the final boss right now. And this is the weird thing. So Xenos kind of disappears for about 4 levels after this.
Yeah.
After you see him in this scene. But it's weird because they only give him about 2 or 3 minutes at this end part to kind of let him monologue for you. And you kind of start to dig into the psyche of this combat sexual villain that we have here.
I like that. He was a gentleman. He's like, it's like when you're like, hey, babe, do you want to do stuff? And she's like, no. And you're like, okay. That's what Xeno did. Hey, babe, you want to fight? I don't actually feel like it. Okay, babe. You're very hard, but I'm going to let you go. And it's a gentleman. I appreciate that.
It's like when you crawl in the bed at the end of a long day and you're just like, yeah. And she goes, no.
Nah,
And you're like,
no.
all right. I'm going to go watch TV.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm tired. It ain't your birthday.
It ain't your birthday. Hey, Xenos, my birthday's in 10 days. Don't worry.
It ain't your birthday.
maybe in 7 levels. Maybe.
Yeah.
But no, he was good. He was good.
But it's interesting because we've seen nothing but this ravenous fervor. I think the exact words he actually uses at some point is ravenous fervor. And yet in this moment, you get this kind of calmed and controlled Xenos who kind of understands the gravitas of everything and that it's distracting for us. Because that's all he thinks it is. He just thinks it's distracting. And he's just willing to walk away. Like it's so not what we've come to expect from him.
Actually, yeah, I was when I saw him there, I'm like, okay, what do we do now? And then that took me by surprise. But I think it is in character because he understands if he wants to have the biggest contest and have that fight that he's been lusting for, then he has to wait for the right moment. So that was good. That's what I like about him. He's coherent with what he says. Hey, I want the biggest clash of all time, blah, blah. And if you're not in the condition to do that, he's letting you go until you are. That is nice. I appreciate people who can live their truth and, for real. So that was good.
We definitely get more of that later. But then we come to, and I think you mentioned this earlier, this kind of 180 tonally, where the world's ending, and we thought Zodiark being the boss at 83 was crazy, and then you find out that the moon is a spaceship that's designed to take you to another planet. It's run by small rabbits.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I like the little forests or whatever they're called. I like them. I really do. And I like the Final Fantasy IV references, and I like the fact that they made Nemingwe into a race and all that stuff. That was cool to see. That was really cool to see. It's just the fetch quests that I hated. They could have all linked them together in some cutscenes, but they were nice. They were nice. I appreciate it.
Sly, there is no fucking way. Oh my god, that was so good. The fucking Q video is so good. No fucking way. There you go. Oh,
they were nice though. I like them.
So, Sly, how did you you must have enjoyed them, Sly, given that you made their naming convention part of your Q guide.
I mean, it had way at the end. That was pretty simple.
It was easy.
What do you think, Husky, about the rabbits? You like them?
I like them.
The Loporits wore on me, I think.
They wore on you? Were they like Moogles to you?
They're like the minions of Final Fantasy XIV.
Close. Close.
See, I don't mind tonal shifts like that. So I was like, It's one thing when I just want to get through. I'm like, I need to fucking know what happens. Just get out of my way, rabbits. But there's this like, again, I'm trying to learn about an entire race in one level. There's no better way than to glorify their
trying
ineptitude.
to learn about us at the same time.
Yeah, which I thought was hilarious, by the way. The fact everyone with the dressing quest was the best. I was like, why is it all robes? And then I thought about who set them up in the first place. I was like, oh fucking Christ! They've only ever seen us. They've only ever seen robes before. They're like, yeah, these were the specifications. We're giving us like, nobody wore jeans in the fucking Emirat. They were all wearing robes.
Yeah,
fucking Christ.
Yeah. Personally, I loved the Loporis, but I think I could have loved their quest if it would have been shorter, because it was way too long.
Yeah.
But however, the climax was when Ryanje took care of them, and it humanized him a lot, because we were used to hear about him with his fancy talking and stuff, and seeing him taking care of those little creatures was really refreshing.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool. Yeah. I like that every character had their moment to shine like that, kind of.
Especially Pudding Way.
Oh yeah.
He was cool.
At the end.
I was like, man, is he freaking tempered or something? That was they had me.
Tempered by
They had
pudding.
me in that moment. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, actually correct, Sly. That's pretty much exactly what happened. Oh man. So after we've learned a bit about the Loprits, Orion J says he's going to stay behind. He's going to teach them. He's going to get things prepared. At this point, the accepted thing is that we're leaving. We're leaving the planet. This planet's completely doomed. We get visions. We hear a voice. A little girl's laugh.
The fact that the moon was a teleportation device, by the way, blew my fucking mind. That blew my mind. That I did not expect. At all.
At first, when I heard the voice, I thought it was Heidelin's voice, and I was like,
yeah,
bruh.
So many people thought
Is
that.
she evil, finally?
So many people thought, yeah.
I didn't think that about that at all.
I heard so many people say the same thing. Heidelin?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we picked the wrong side.
Wow.
I didn't, but I knew people would. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh no, that's going to be the first thing. No, it's definitely not. I refuse it.
I actually was a victim of a spoil.
Oh no.
Somebody had the idea of uploading the final boss theme on day 2 on YouTube. And they called it, by the name of the boss. And they put the freaking boss as an image there. And I was looking for freaking Sharlayan theme because I wanted to listen to it. And then on YouTube, are you looking for Endsinger final boss theme? I
fucking hate YouTube does that with every fucking game. They always default you to the final boss music and you recommend it.
Are you looking for Endsinger? No final boss, just Endsinger. And I saw this face and I'm like, I hope that's not the final boss. But then, I had this knowledge that there was going to be this character who's like this, look like an angel, looks like a woman. And so when I heard the voice, finally I was like, oh, that must be the Endsinger. But I didn't know if it was the final boss or not. Maybe that's why I didn't get the suspicions on my head.
You know what YouTube could use? YouTube could, and to be fair, people would have to choose to use it. They could use, you know how Discord lets you kind of black out spoilers if you want to, and someone has to click it?
Yeah.
They could do that for titles. That would be of videos. That would be great.
It could let you set words.
Yeah.
You can write, and if it detects videos with tags with those keywords that you wrote, the titles with those keywords, it just doesn't show them to you.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
They never will. There's no money in it for them. Oh, no, they could charge us a membership for it, just like Twitter with editing.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that.
Want to edit tweets? Give us $3 a month. Here you fucking go.
What they could do, like what do I do, is I just go on my, I either erase my YouTube history, so YouTube doesn't recommend me stuff based on what I saw before, or I go on, like every time YouTube recommends the Final Fantasy 14 video, I right-click it and say, not interested, and then it stops showing me. But the thing that adds insult to injury is that I did all that, and I was protected. And then I just went on incognito mode, and I literally wrote Old Charlatan theme. And then the third result was the end singer.
You know what's fucked up? That means that person who uploaded that probably put that as a tag too. They probably put Charlene theme, knowing people were gonna fucking. I guarantee you that's part of the reason it happened.
I don't know why people do that.
Because I know because like for example, when I'm doing extreme guides, if like for example there's 2 extremes as a tag, I'll put both of them in both of the tags. Because I know people will search for one. I don't do that with spoiler videos, but I do that when it makes fucking sense.
And listen, there's people who people who upload spoiler themes and they just say it. Level 88 trial spoiler theme. And they don't put in the boss in the image. They just say, this is a spoiler. If you click, you're gonna see. But in this case, it was just end singer, and she was there, and I was like, I hope I didn't see anything important. And then she was the fucking final boss, but it was fine. It was fine for the most part.
At least you got to learn about her on the way, I suppose.
Yeah, it was fine.
Speaking of learning, I don't think we need to talk about the next section of the MSQ that much because we kind of talked about it for like 15 minutes, and that was Thavnair's End of Days. Yeah, Thavnair's End of Days was that is like the Tesleen scene, but an entire like several hours worth.
Oh man,
and that's a highlight. That's I think that might be. There's 3. I have 3 or 4 favorite scenes. One we actually didn't talk about was the meeting in Alamigo, the Avengers moment in Alamigo.
Oh yeah, oh man, wow, that was insane. That was so good to see everybody.
Yeah, that was a big one that we kind of rushed past. It happens and you love it, but it's a moment compared to everything else.
Yeah. I'm sorry we missed like Ian. Like where was he?
Roll Quest.
And Fotola. Oh, Roll Quest.
Yeah, all the city state leaders are part of Roll Quest. So like Merlwub, they're all part of Roll Quests. So if you want to know what they were up to, that's how you find out.
I will do that.
Yeah, the first Azure Daddy, the other Azure Dragoon, Estinian recognizes in there. And what I love about those moments, that and the second Avengers moment later, both of them are done excellently. Is if you have done every storyline, those become much bigger moments. Those are vastly different if you haven't done side quests or anything.
I think I didn't do them I didn't do all of them, so I need to do New Game Plus one day eventually.
I only did the blue side quest for unlocking the flight.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's insane the payoff for doing all the storylines, especially. I mean, even when you first get to Alamigo and you see Gaius, if you haven't done Wurlit, it's a drastically different conversation from if you have done the Wurlit storyline there. So, but man, in that final scene is so short. I've seen one person who basically has only done MSQ. That scene has so many less people in it.
Yeah, I've not done. I don't think I've done any of the side content ever since probably Heavensward already. I didn't finish even the Coils of Bahamut. Like I don't have time. But one day, like my plan is like I wait for the expansions to come. So now I'm level 80 and I can do level 50 stuff by myself, like the coils and stuff. That's my plan because I don't really have so much time to do this stuff. But one day I'm gonna just do New Game Plus and do all this shit and just reread all the story and see these moments because I missed out on so much. But even like that, I think it was very good.
Yeah. And but Thavnair, even amongst those Avengers moments, that entire sequence is probably my favorite not single moment. The entirety of the final days hitting Thavnair, more than the final days hitting Garlemald. It's a constant anxiety, like every single time.
It's like a freaking zombie apocalypse, but it's not you get bitten. If you get scared, you're fucked. That's the thing. If you get scared, you get despair. You turn.
That's it.
You turn.
That's crazy how this video game could make us feel so many strong feelings about the love of the characters, the fear in the apocalypse, the funny moments with Estinian. It's
Oh yeah, it went all over the place, dude. When the fucking baby was turning.
Yeah.
When the baby got the aura, I was like, please, no, come on. You're really gonna you're gonna do me like that? You're gonna turn this baby into a freaking hentai monster?
Yeah, but I was like, no, they cannot kill a baby on screen. That's impossible.
Came real close. They tossed the baby into water after his mother's neck was snapped.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised after how the baby ended up in that situation in the first place. Oh, man. Sly, what about you? This kind of stuff's right up your alley. You play games with shit like this all the time.
Yeah, the world's ending all the fucking time. Yeah, this doesn't fucking.
This is Thursday for.
Yeah, this is just fucking. Us fighting God. I do that on a daily basis. What are you talking? What really got me was how quick they. Not really how quick, but how quick in the moment they got Ahawan. Like in that moment, in the beginning of the final days in Thab. Like I wasn't expecting Ahawan to go out.
Oh yeah. They did it pretty good though.
Yeah, they did. But I really wasn't expecting them to be gone quick. But yeah, just seeing the blasphemies here and there and everywhere, and then actually doing the dungeon, seeing the blasphemies in the dungeon was a good touch. Again, like you said, Thursday for me. Oh no.
Oh, that's right. We started the apocalypse with the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
Right into the action.
Yeah, I didn't even notice Alex cam had froze until someone started pointing it out. Yeah, well, he can join back in when he's ready. Now there's two of me. I'm Husky and me, and I'm reversed.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, Alex fell into despair and transformed. There you go.
Well, surgery went well. I'm now Alex.
Yeah, now you're Alex. Sly's half of himself, and I'm Husky.
I don't know which half.
No, that's the half.
Is this our apocalypse?
Yeah, this is our apocalypse. One by one, we fall. The show's falling to despair. No. Yeah, Sly's sundered right now. I don't want to fix this. I'm just gonna leave it as is because if I try to fix it when he comes back, he's resetting his modem real quick. Then it's gonna look like.
That's like we have Albert and the Warrior of Light of the first shard.
Am I? Which ones? I think.
Yeah.
There we go. He's attempting to reconnect. I was gonna say, there he is. Oh man. Hopefully. Come on, Discord. You can do it. Discord.
I believe.
Dots. Keep circling. Or squaring, I guess. They're not really. Oh, well, he's in the call at the very least.
Hey,
can you guys see me?
Yeah.
No, we can't see you.
Yeah.
Hold on. I might be able to fix
I
that.
can.
There we go. Yeah, sometimes
Here's
Discord
the
is slow with that and it takes a while.
No. I'm with my phone data.
Oh,
because
okay.
my modem just committed seppuku. I don't know. It's just I'm not gonna work anymore. So I'm a professional. I don't want to let chat down and you guys down. So I'm gonna use my phone data.
You could have even just joined the call on your phone if that was the worst case scenario.
Actually, yeah, but yeah, it's fine. I prefer here. I have good camera.
Look
Sorry,
at
guys. I literally
strats.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tether strats.
I know, right?
What is tether strats?
Yeah, that's what you do. Tethering. That's the term.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. I literally turned when I said, the baby was turning, and then my internet just became a monstrosity. So there we go. Just to be, in context.
Sly was talking about the dungeon. Sly was talking about the dungeon, and the blasphemies.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed we didn't get it. We didn't get a Sura. You only got.
Did I plant that thought in your head about getting a Sura?
No, I mean, no, you really didn't. I mean, once we saw the statue, it was like, oh.
But then we didn't get it. One day.
We didn't get it.
Sly, one day we'll fight Asura. I just thought that they were going so ham on Final Fantasy IV references. I really expected to see Asura at some point, given Vavner. But there's time for it. Did his cam freeze again? Yeah, it did.
Oh no!
And even his phone's giving up on him or his modem restarted and I don't know.
It's trying to
I blame Discord. It's impossible.
Oh no!
It's impossible. How could this happen? I think he's in the exact same. I think it's the exact same freeze frame too. I think down to this.
Indeed.
I think it's exactly the same freeze frame. As it was. I'm gonna
Oh my
need someone to fact check that and get the freeze frame from before and the freeze frame from now, and see how identical they are.
I'm starting to think that he's trolling us.
No, he's not trolling us. He wants to be a part of this so bad. I just blame Discord. That's it. It's Discord's fault. Don't worry. When my internet goes next, it'll be far worse. So it'll be far worse for the show than this. While we're waiting for him to reconnect. So yeah. So we. Oh, there. There's cameras.
Hey.
There you go. Hold on. There we go. Okay. It's impossible. Did it break again?
Oh no.
No.
No, you can tell that. You can just tell that it's lagging. Okay. There you go. That's fine.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's lagging
Okay,
a
good.
little bit, but that's fine. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
Error 2002. It's okay. Just
No.
State of the Realm 2002. Oh, I should have. Why didn't I call this that? God damn it. Don't worry. We'll get that. That'll be in the future. This isn't the 2002nd episode. It's fine.
So what happened is that my internet
Kicks back in.
disconnected my
Yeah.
modem. So I tried to connect from my phone and it worked, and then the modem went back online.
Yeah.
So I tried to connect to the modem, and the moment it connected to the modem, the modem went offline again. So it just this is just treason. That's what's happening. It's just treason.
This is madness.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry,
Despair. No, it's fine. Don't worry. It's
guys.
it's all good.
Czech
always.
Republic sucks in this internet, I guess. So, yeah.
It's okay.
Anyway,
We
we're back.
appreciate you all the same. That's fine.
I appreciate you guys too.
So anyway, so we were just wrapping up our thoughts on final days of Thavnair, and then I think after the final days of Thavnair is where the story takes its biggest turn, bigger than Zodiark being the level 83 boss. Listen, if I had a bingo board of things I was expecting, it was not Elidibus using the Crystal Tower to send us 12,000 years into the past. That was definitely not on my bingo board. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I agree with you.
that's exactly what happened. That was wild. And we get the entire
That was very
Elpis sequence. All right. There's a lot to say about the Elpis sequence, but I
crazy
have to know one thing. Tell me, all of you, technically I'm going to guess Alex figured it out faster than most. Tell me you didn't see Meteon and immediately go, oh, that's the final boss.
Yeah, dude. Like when you see her, I didn't know if she was the final boss, but I knew shit is about to hit the fan here. This is not a character that is gonna stay in.
Oh, there it goes again.
No.
That's definitely a
She's
different
so well
thing.
designed to be just a secondary character. That's it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
She was.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
back. There you
No.
go.
Dude.
Ah, you're back.
Yeah, you're back, Alex.
I can't believe it. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
There's
it's fine.
literally no-
Trust me. So it's funny
wait,
because
you know what? You know what happened?
what happened?
My phone connected to the internet now. And so now I'm tethered to my modem through my phone, and that's why I skipped. But it seemed to be working now. So if I re-establish the Ethernet connection, it should work just fine, technically. So let me just do one thing. Let me restart the Ethernet connection. I'm gonna skip one more time, and that should be fine. Okay?
It's fine. This is
Please take a JoJo pause before leaving us in the freeze.
Yeah. Don't worry. This is fine.
Eduardo!
Aloha, please. Stop. He's very upset. All right.
Let's hope this works. I don't know if it's gonna work. I hope to God it does. So I'm trying. Okay.
Okay.
Be right back.
All right. Be right
Yeah.
back.
Ooh, it says unconnected. Ooh.
You haven't even
Am
skipped
I
yet.
still? Am I still?
You're still
on?
here.
Yep.
Good.
So-
Then I did the passage and it was without time stop. That's great.
Whoa.
Thank God.
You skipped time.
Good.
You skipped the time stop in Alexander. That's it.
Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, I was saying when I saw her, I was like, clearly something is gonna happen here. There's too much innocence here. Too much. And also the design was too different. She was not gonna be a random NPC. Definitely with that design. But I didn't know if she was the final boss. I was like, she's about to hit the fan somehow. We have to have a final boss to fight anyway. Something that needs to happen. So I felt like we were gonna find out that Hermes caused the final days, but I didn't know how. But that's how I felt.
The only thing I could anticipate in the game is that I understood she will become evil the moment I saw Hermes sending her into space.
Oh man.
And I was already sure she would. I, I, I couldn't guess that she would meet nobody, but instead I thought she would meet something evil that would corrupt her and
Jenova.
Technically, she did.
Like this.
It was just the complete failure of humanity then living on other planets that corrupted her. Yeah. Sly, did you think she was the final boss as soon as you saw her? You're usually pretty good with that's the final boss.
I wanted to be her friend. She wanted us to be friends.
You were for
creepy,
4 hours.
Yeah, for a couple of hours we really were. And then we didn't see her for 12,000 years, and I don't think she responded well to that.
Left on red.
The thing is, I heard her speak, and I went, "That's the voice from the trailer. She's the final boss." That's not a
Wait. Which was there a voice in? Oh,
the trailer. She
in the launch
says,
trailer?
yeah, in the launch trailer, she says, "Let me end your." She says, "Let me ease your pain. You've suffered enough," or something along those lines.
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, that's her. Oh, she's the final boss then."
Ooh, okay.
I knew,
Whoa.
and then it was just like, oh, she understands feelings and despair. I was like, she's just so many flags. How can I not? Now that I met her, I know she's the final boss. She has to be the final boss. Let me relieve you of your burdens. Yeah, you've suffered enough. There you go.
Yeah.
It was it was unavoidable. That entire section though, if after playing Shadowbringers, I wanted nothing more than everything that Elpis was.
Oh my god, man! Oh
Yeah.
my god!
It was like,
I wanna...
okay, you went to Amarot, and why not literally hanging out with the Asians themselves?
Yeah.
Wow.
Freaking.
It was a master move.
Freaking MSL has Loki vibes as well as like freaking Ansem from Kingdom Hearts too, like Xemnas. He reminds me of those guys.
He looked like Xemnas, my favorite villain.
He was not designed by Nomura, right?
No.
I don't think
no.
so.
There's only so many ways you can do an entirely robed race of people, make them tall, and then make them handsome. They were like, this is how we will achieve all three of those things.
Yeah.
Look like Xemnas.
I don't mind. I freaking love Xemnas. But yeah, they're great. I really like the Hythlodaeus. Is that the way you say his name?
Hythlodaeus.
Hythlodaeus.
Yeah.
Hythlodaeus.
Yeah.
And now about Hermes. Here's the thing, guys. Did Hermes do something wrong? Did he do something fair?
Wrong?
I think he just was unlucky.
Unlucky.
He just
Hermes.
sent a robot in space to discover what if there were.
But he wasn't unlucky. He was really testing his own. He was
could have
testing his
phrased
own
the question better. He could have phrased the question better in a way that did not make Medion like go to the depths of despair with the answer.
You can't
But
ask
even
the
but-
existentialists of the meaning of
but-
life.
yeah.
You can't do
But
that.
his inquisition was, I want to know if we are worthy of living, because we treat our creations like we're their gods and we take their life when we think they're not worthy. So I want to know, are we worthy of living? And that's a good question, I think.
And then Emmett was like, "How the fuck did you ask a question like that?"
Yeah, MSL saw through it. It's like,
means?
yeah, but MSL also, he was fine with killing the creations that were obsolete. So he was not at the same level of existentialism. It makes me think of vegans and people who eat everything. I eat everything, you know. I don't necessarily feel super terrible about eating animals, but then when I talk with my sister who's vegan, I'm like, fuck, I actually see your point. You know, like, you do have a point. If this is the way the animals are, you know, brought in and treated before they're turned into food, we're doing something that's kind of terrible. So if someone, if someone, ate my sister or whatever, and is like, oh, she's just a human. Like, I eat a freaking chicken. I'm like, oh, it's just an animal. am I really allowed to feel bad about that when I do that to chicken? Right? Like that's the thing. Like Hermes was like, we kill our own creations when we think they're not worthy of living because they're flawed. So I'm gonna, since we elevate ourselves to this level, I'm gonna ask myself this question: are we worthy of living, or should we be judged and deleted like we did with our creations? And I'm like, you know, that's a dangerous question, but it kind of makes sense because hey, if you do this to other creations, then maybe, you know, if someone did it to you, it would be fair. So I wouldn't have done what it did, but I understand his point, you know. And if someone eats my sister, I'm gonna be fucking sad. I'm gonna be, how dare you? But then if he tells me, well, you ate so many chicken in your life, I'm gonna be like, touche. There's
The thing is, I would understand his point, and I would empathize with it a little more if these creatures, they took them from where they naturally lived and then did something. But it's, for me, it's not so much like that. If I could create something from nothing, I don't know if I would feel the same way. Like if chickens if chickens didn't exist and I made them exist. And
yeah, but how are the Asians created though? Like someone must have created them the same way. Someone must have created.
That's the never-ending question.
No. That's the thing. Like, you know, we're all, you know, simulation theory and all that shit. Like, we're all creations and stuff. And I don't know if the Asians really, like, as a creator, you feel that you're in a higher, you know, importance, right, compared to your creation. I get that. But then someone else can have that hierarchy over you and can want to kill you, and then you don't really get to feel too sorry for yourself if you did that to your own creations. That's Hermes' point of view, is what I understood. And again, I would not have done what he did, but I understand his point of view too, you know. So for me, it's not like just a mad person. It's just a person who's very existentialist and had too much power on his hands.
He not only was an existentialist, because he could have created her and not sent her off the planet, and she probably would have been fine. But he sent her off the planet, and that was really, he sent the shared consciousness off the planet.
Yeah.
So
man, when Emmett Selk said, "What, didn't you think that you probably asked her the wrong question?" and they were all fighting, and then she suddenly starts talking. She's like, "Hello, can I be your friend?" I was like, "What the fuck?" That was a huge jump scare moment for me. That was a big jump scare.
Yeah.
She suddenly starts talking with that creepy voice again. And then she turns like bad and whatever. I was like, oh God. Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's, again, as soon as the second I saw her, I knew. But the scene was the thing is that I think they wanted you to kind of figure it out really quick, because then the rest of the entire scene is you're just kind of like this visitor. Like even the second you get there, as soon as Emmett looks at you, you're like, fuck. It's supposed to be kind of undercover right now, buddy. And he's like, what are you? You're just this half in existence thing, and he's just like,
you're gonna destroy the balance of the universe if you reveal your identity. Please do not do that when you travel back in time. And then the first thing you do is like tell them who you are.
You don't tell them right away. You try to hide it, and then you run into Vana, and she's like, so you're from another timeline. And they're just like, even Emmett and Hippolydeus are like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, it's obvious.
Yeah. Mom!
What do you mean it's obvious?
Yeah, I love them.
Also, something about this passage is that in the few hours I've spent here, I loved them more than I love some of the scenes.
Yeah, I get.
Like in 8 years, I just appreciate the scenes. I don't love them as much as I really loved this crew here in Elpis. Like, Isloders is so well written. Like, I know you are the reincarnation of Azem. I don't know how you pronounce his name, Azem.
Azem.
So,
probably, yeah.
so you're supposed to be their bro, and in just a few hours, you had this feeling that you were a long-time friend of them.
Yeah, and I
everything
also
was so cool about that.
Maybe it's the fact that we've also seen them through eons, right? We've seen them in the future. We've seen them as memories in Amarant, and then we've seen them in Elpis. We've seen them through many stages of their lives, so maybe we get the feeling that we know them a bit more. Well, for the Scions, we've just seen them in the present day, so it's been, I don't know, they're kind of loyal to who they were from the start. Kinda, they grew, but not as much as the Asians, I think. So maybe that's the thing. And I don't know, maybe they're just more interesting characters, to be honest. They're more mysterious. They're a different civilization. You're like, you have so many questions, and seeing them like that kind of pays off too.
It pays off.
So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. Man, when the freaking dungeon started and you couldn't have them in your trust party, that was insane.
Oh yeah.
That was ridiculous. I was losing my fucking mind. Like, and it's just for that one dungeon, by the way.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's I felt like when in FS7, Final Fantasy VII, the original one, you have the flashback and you have Sephiroth in your party. You know, that was super cool too. So, yeah, that was nice. I really liked that part.
There's so many little details. It's one of those things where it's like this show's about 2 hours long, and there's so many details.
How long have we been at it?
An hour 40 almost.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
And
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I know.
It's easy to talk about this expansion.
It's
really
very
to get lost in
easy
time.
and very difficult at the same time because you have to highlight. Like I said, it's 3 stories that happen. The acts that happen are all could have been
Shit ton of content.
standalone stories in a lot of ways. Even though it just compounds because it's a beginning, middle, and end, each with a beginning, middle, and end. It's just these 9 parts that all take place, and every single one of them is meant to be a highlight. Oh my god, Aloha, you're killing me here, buddy. It's killing me, this cat.
She's
Won't
smart.
stop.
What is she doing? Exactly.
So I have I have to use this door. I can't put a cat door because then it's not sound, like the sound travels in and out too easily. And we rent the apartment, so we can't replace the door. We have nowhere to put the door if we do replace it. So he just opens the door. He just comes in and out as much as he wants, and I have to keep closing the door.
Oh my god.
And she does the same thing too, but right now she's chilling. Thankfully.
Shall we talk about Ultima Thule?
Man, but what a
No,
Please, yes,
wait,
please,
wait,
yes.
Wait. We gotta talk about how we get to Ultimate Thule first.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say, okay. Of course, I'm wearing the shirt. Anime nerd in me loves how they took inspiration from Space Battleship Yamato. This is basically Yamato. We are traveling to Iskandar to save Earth. And we have a ship. We have a ship named the Ragnarok to get, like, the geek in me.
Well, it's a
is
Final
fucking-
Fantasy VIII reference.
And-
more so.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
And I loved the fact that we used the primals to take off. And
Oh my
And
god.
Bird Tits actually got a line. She got a voice this
Yeah.
time. She got voice.
I mean, she had a voice in A Realm Reborn.
No.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
You sure?
Yeah.
I just remember screams, not her talking.
Yeah, she had a voice. She doesn't have a voice all the time. She doesn't have it during her trial or anything, but she does have a voice. And then you had Susano, of course. I was like, I'm so glad.
Oh, yeah.
If they're gonna give 2 primals, I was like, oh, Ramu's probably gonna speak, and then they're like,
Bro.
Susano's like, we must revel,
Let us
They're great.
revel.
rejoice, let the revel begin. Oh man, yeah.
That was very dope. That was a very beautiful. Also seeing the primals being good, like in normal Final Fantasy games, that was nice.
Exactly.
Well, Garuda wasn't so willing. She was like, I can't fucking believe this.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've been reduced to fucking fuel.
Yeah. And peer pressure got her, and she did it.
Yes.
That was super.
Yeah.
I really like that.
And then she turned it on, and she's like, listen, they owe me now. She's like, no, you couldn't do this without me. Like, I'll make sure these mortals understand. But it was weird seeing them all like not be inherently like evil.
Evil. Yeah. It was nice though. I really liked it. I felt like, yeah, this is Final Fantasy. You know, the summons helping you and all these mythological creatures being by your side to overcome insane obstacles. That's one of the things that is core Final Fantasy for me. one of the things that define the series.
You know what's core Final Fantasy for me? An out-of-world celestial threat at the end of every.
Oh, fucking hell. But in this case, it was not. Oh, I am become God, and now you all die because I'm powerful. She was like trying to help. She was literally just trying to help. That's what she was trying to do. You know.
Speaking
In
of
her own way.
We faced a god. In the end.
we do fight gods. I mean, to be fair, Y'shtola says it herself. You know, we don't have to fight gods every day. Well, not every day. Most days, but not every day. I was like, Y'shtola? She's like, yeah, no. Listen, it's a joke. I get it. But yeah, speaking of helping, one person who was not helping, who again disappeared from many levels, was Xenos. We kind of had to skip past his next presence in Garlemald, where, sure enough, I saw it coming a mile away. He's just out there killing blasphemies because he's like, yeah, look, there's some shit going on. I'm bored. So listen, I got this. It's fine. And then he goes into what felt like a direct monologue to the audience and to the people who have not liked him at any point ever since Shadowbringers came out. Where he is solely focused, he's obsessed, he just wants one thing, and he has no depth of character. Like these are commonly what you'll see people claim about Xenos. And he literally
only want one thing, and it's disgusting.
It is actually. And he literally turns to technically to his countrymen and goes, would it really help if I had some reason to be the way that I am?
Oh, man.
Would it make it better for you?
Yeah, I actually like that. I like that.
Like, you got a brain, Xenos? Really?
I felt called out when he said that. I was like, ooh, fuck. It's true, though, that not every villain has to be super relatable, emotional stories. Sometimes you can just have people who are fucked up, or people who have weird obsessions and incredible power at the same time, and that's unlucky for the world, like Sephiroth. But I don't know what I prefer. I kind of like that we got at least one villain like him, to be honest.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
And there's this weird, again, this humanizing moment where they keep him completely in character, but Alice's speech to him kind of develops that. He kind of sees that his way of doing things doesn't work. Like, he can get what he wants, but he doesn't have to be what he is to get what he wants. So that sends him off to, he goes back to the spot where we fought him. He goes back to the menagerie. I'm glad nobody in Alamigo noticed. They were busy. They're just like, yeah, did you guys see the demon fly
Honestly,
up?
I would have left. Listen, we don't have time for this. Just go do your thing. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
What can you do? Like, this freaking Xenos coming at you. It's like, just go do your thing. Just don't talk to me.
Listen, if the rival can work in Pokemon games, it can work in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
He's Gary. All right. That's it. He's Gary.
He's Gary and he fucking murdered everybody, but he's Gary.
Yeah, he's Gary.
That's
That's his actual name. It's Gary Viator Galvis. There we go. And see, here's the thing though, like there's something a lot of people are missing about Xenos, and it's really unfortunate because I don't blame anyone for not.
What?
He has a Tales of story that was never put on the Lodestone. It was only in the physical book
in
that
the
they
book?
realized. Yeah.
In the book? Oh, man.
So there's a little more character to him than, it's not a lot, but it gives you a bit of a dive into his childhood and what.
Do you know it?
I know bits and pieces. I read it a long time ago. I read a standalone. Somebody posted it on Reddit, and it's I don't know why they never posted it on the Lodestone, but there were 4 stories in the book that compiled all the tales of that were not on the Lodestone. They included 4 extra, and you can't even buy the book. It's impossible to get. Yeah. And he was essentially he was subjected to.
Is the book even in English?
I don't even know if it is, to be honest. I think it is. Actually, I do think they released it in English, but it might have been such a limited run that I haven't been able to find the book. I haven't been able to get my hands on it. And so it's just, he has a fucked up backstory. He does have a character. There was one at some point. We just only get the results. So when you see the humanizing moments, Yeah, when you see the humanizing moments, it's kind of like it takes the perspective of him being this combat sexual, and it makes all of his scenes.
Can you stop saying that?
Why? That's what he is. He's combat sexual.
Hey, babe, do you want to fight?
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is.
No.
Yeah, the Chronicles of
It's
Light.
your birthday.
Yeah.
It's not your birthday.
Yeah, the book was called The Chronicles of Light. It was all the tales of stories, and then there's 4 additional short stories that are actually in one. And what ends up actually being the case with him, and since we're kind of cutting short on time, I'll include the final scene with him where he follows us to the end of the world, eats what's left of Heidel, and becomes Shinryu again. We fight on his back. Yeah, and then he's like, all right, listen. He's like, listen, I have one thing to offer you. If you don't want it, walk away. That's fine. I get it. Like, be whoever you want to be, but I think I know who you actually are. And you kind of get the sense that he actually is jealous of us more than anything else, because he never had a choice in his life, and he became this, and it's who he is, and he accepts that. But when he starts talking about you like an adventurer, you kind of get the feeling that he almost wishes he was an adventurer, because they get that thrill that he's the only thrill he knows. We basically get to live that. And that's why he kind of identifies with you when he says, this is who you are as an adventurer. He sees that as like what an adventurer actually is, but he's relating it to himself.
I wonder if it was like the thing I was thinking to myself that I was in that moment, I was like, I wonder if he's like a sundered soul of some important Asian or something that we haven't heard about. Because, yeah, I don't know. Like, I felt that. I was like,
I don't know.
Is this like repressed feelings of his Asian life? But it seems like it's from his tale as a human instead, as you said now. So I don't know.
I don't know, because Ammon was sundered from Hermes, so that's why I guess Emmet Selk proposed him to become Fandael.
Yeah.
So if Xenos was also a sundered Asian, maybe he would have played something bigger in the Asian plans.
That's a good point.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I get, like, I will see how Xenos might have been like a bit jealous of us. Totally.
Oh yeah, he is.
100%. Anyway, people who are negative and shit usually are coming from those places. No one ever wakes up and be like, I want to fuck up the world today. People who do bad things have bad things in their minds. So he was probably struggling with stuff that we'll never see.
I was just glad they never once made him not him. He did things that were not traditionally associated with his character, but never for any reason that wasn't Xenos being Xenos. He's like, I literally flew planets like through space to find you so I could help you kill that thing, and then I can fight you.
Yes, he's freaking the guy from Tinder coming from 120 kilometers to meet the girl and then somehow convince her. That's the type of person he is. And you have to admire the motivation, but also it's kind of creepy. But you know,
basically he was really just like, you really gonna let this basic bitch beat you before me?
Yeah, I mean that's one of my favorite lines from him. So this is your prey. Then why does it still live? Surely it is no match for you. And it's just like, yeah, you're fucking right it is. I know this shit's on normal mode. I'm way too ready for this. It ain't even extreme yet. Of course I'm gonna beat this ass real quick. 1 second. And I don't know. Yeah. For me, I like simple characters when they're done right. And Xenos he wasn't really done right up until this point because they just let him be one-dimensional. But the thing is, they kept him one-dimensional while also giving him room to breathe. They never once tried to make him something he wasn't. They didn't try to redeem him. They didn't try to give him some moral gray. Then he mocked the idea of being morally gray. He's like, that's
the thing I liked. I really liked that. Because in a game that is full of moral grays, it stands out. I appreciate it. That was very good. It's chapeau.
A test of your reflexes.
Let's talk about Ultima Thule.
Yes. Ultima Thule is also.
What do you think about the area?
I like the music.
Oh, break it down part by part. I mean, first we have the recreation of the Dragon Star, which, was good to see. And then we have the abode of which was kind of I think his favorite part of Ultimate Duel, honestly.
Sly, about those, if I feel like that race alone is what turned Meaty on. Like that, they should have just met them.
Really?
She could have just met them, and it would have made her what she is, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, Sly,
and then of course, the Omicron, Stigma. God. Oh God, so good. It's like just seeing that and I'm like, oh God, that's Omega Land.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, we're gonna get some juicy stuff there. We did. It's good. Like all in all, like Ultimate Duel is for it being a recreation. It's fun by. It's so it definitely serves its purpose. I think
it was the thing I loved the most was the dungeon.
Yeah, I was gonna say those 3 civilizations aren't even the end of it, because then they take you through what is fish people who have rotted their planet. They take you through essentially Garlemald if they controlled an entire planet.
Dude, the freaking global, like that
global
second section with the global
the
soldiers.
WMD.
Yeah. Dude, there's a song. The way it ended with the guy from the globalists nuking everybody and killing all life on the planet and being like, I killed them all.
And no, what?
Like, there's a song from Muse, the band, which is called The Globalist. And it's a story of a guy. There's lyrics that says, I destroyed them all, I killed them all. Like, this guy just killed everybody to bring peace to the world. So I think The Globalist in the Muse song and this dungeon, they probably took inspiration from something. I don't know if it is a book or if it is, I don't know what it is. But they took inspiration from the same place. And it's super cool the way they portrayed that. It felt like we were living like a movie or something. If you listen to The Globalist and you think back about that dungeon, you're going to be like, what the fuck? This is the same story. So that was very nice.
I feel like that prospect, I mean, like you said, there's got to be something that they're both drawing from. Like some sort of inspiration that is
there must be a story that...
Yeah.
There must be... Yeah.
It could even just be... I'd imagine that there's even just studies about the idea of...
immortality and...
No, I guess the compliance through power. I mean, we see it's a pretty common theme in movies where, like, if we control everything, then nothing can go wrong, kind of thing. I mean, again, that's why I call it Garlemald if they control the whole planet, essentially, because they
actually
only
that's
know
the point.
Yeah,
they just wanted to have peace like that by dominating everything, but that doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, peace through war. And it ends exactly as you'd expect. Just kills everyone. It's a self-imploding society. When there's no war, there's no peace. It's like they need the war for peace, but when there's no war, there's no peace. The irony.
They succeeded in that, but they all died. The third world, the third civilization. Have you guys by chance played Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings on Nintendo DS?
You're not the first person to tell me to say what I think you're about to say, though.
Very inspired by that game. Like, it's the third civilization was living the same dilemma as the antagonists in Revenant Wings, and I played it when I was like 12 or something, and I was like it makes you reflect on, like, if you're immortal, all life loses meaning. Like, every life becomes just a boredom. You don't feel those passionate feelings that you felt as a mortal because you're gonna be there forever. So it kind of sucks, and eventually you just want to die. And that was Revenant Wings' plot. And I was playing it as a 12-year-old. I was like, oh my god, this is so deep. What the fuck? And seeing it again in 14, it was very nice for me. I really like that. It's super cool. And the design was all golden.
All these civilizations. And I mean, the entire final sequence, including, I think, what would be... yes, all the sacrifices are all good scenes. Estinian, Thancred, Raha. Like, all of them, one by one, they all have their highlight moments. But it's always going to be what people default to when they think of that zone. Every time that hand raises.
Oh, yeah.
And they hear every single time. It's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
that,
I know.
and that entire scene is a massive amount of fan service to both 3 levels ago and Shadowbringers, in a sense. Emmett and Hythlodaeus' speeches and everything that happens there, but it's also it serves as a
the wall.
reminder to the player of that there's so much that there's like, listen, you think this is the end, but you know.
No, that's true.
Right.
But dude, did you guys notice the freaking reference to Final Fantasy IX in the walk? Like the quest name was "You Are Not Alone."
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it was the same concept, but done in an even better way. I would say that was super nice to see. Like it was
Picking
was
out all the
amazing.
voices from everyone, like
Yeah,
who said this,
that
and
was-
when they said it. It was like
Like-
trivia. It was like trivia on the
Yeah.
way up, as far as I'm concerned. Like that was this person from this scene. That was good. Yeah, man. There's so many scenes. Chet keeps just reminding me of scenes that we just can't. We're gonna have to do 2 spoiler casts or something. We're gonna have to get someone. And just
Yeah,
talk
we're
about
gonna
it.
have
Oh
to.
yeah, I think this game is gonna keep us talking for like at least a year, at least.
Well, by then we'll have a whole nother story starting up.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
I
true.
wonder where will we go. They talked
mean-
about other shards, but I don't think we will go there soon, because
Well, there's
we have
Meracidia.
the rest of the planet to explore first, maybe.
Yeah.
See, but I kept thinking that all the way up to, I was like, why would we go to another shard? Everyone's like, I think we're gonna go to the first. And I was like, why? It's like we still don't know about us. They're like, we're going to the first. I was like, okay, well now we're back. We can talk a little bit more about this. Like, we're going to the moon. It's like, okay, but now that we're back from the moon, we can talk about this. We're going 12,000 years into the past. Okay, we went 12,000 years into the past. Now we can talk about this. We're going to the end of the universe. Bro, I just want to learn about Eorzea. What do you?
Yeah.
That's
And that's what Emmett said as well. Like,
Yeah.
oh, do you know the identity of the 12s? You know, Meracidia, and blah, blah, blah. Maybe we're going to do all that. I
Yeah.
think there's going to be time for all of that. I do hope, though, that if Final Fantasy 14 goes on for 10 more years, I hope they are going to change the game. Like, it's a bit outdated now, I think. Like, when you compare it to... Before playing FF14, I was playing Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation 5.
yeah.
And it was a bit of a shock for me to see, like, that, you know... F14 is like a PS3 game, kind of thing. And I cannot see it stay like this for 10 years. In 10 years, maybe there's going to be
I don't know.
6.
I don't know if they
Engine
can
update.
because
There is an update.
they have been working with the limitation of the engine for quite a long time, and you see that through the combat system and the quest design system. And I don't think this is something they can update without
that's the
having
thing,
to recreate it from scratch.
Yeah, I know. But damn, like, man, like, I love this game to death. But I'm kind of struggling now to play it when I think of, you know, the PS5 quality I'm used to. But in 10 years, it's going to be fucking impossible. I think. You know, for me at least, I'm going to be like, man, we have games with VR. You can touch, you can smell, you can sense whatever. And then there's, you know, this fetch quest game. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
See, I would agree with you, except that I just played Final Fantasies 1 through 5 pixel remaster, and those games, while they're updated, are still technically 34 years old tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I would have liked them to
Happy
make
birthday.
a fucking remake of them, actually. I know it takes time, though, but I would like them. Like, I like what they're doing with Final Fantasy Origin, actually.
I'm a
Stranger
huge fan
Paradise.
of Stranger of Paradise,
Oh,
what
yeah.
they're doing, yeah.
I like what they're doing with that one, because you're taking, yes, the story of Final Fantasy 1. Yes, you're making it different and a bit of a meme, but hey, we are getting a chance to re-explore this world in a more modern way, you know, to explore the myth. I like that. I really like
Chaos!
that.
I'm here to kill chaos.
I cannot wait. Darkness so thick I can taste it.
I will become chaos.
Yeah, that's a game they fucking spoiled with the trailer.
See, it's funny, though. They spoiled it with the trailer. They were like, yeah, after the first demo, they figured it out. So we're just like, fuck it. We'll just lean into it now.
Yeah.
It was so funny. They're like, fuck, they figured it
Yeah.
out. Let's just, fuck it. Just go with it.
It was clear as day. It was an isekai story. Come on.
No, not even that. The fact that Jack, they're like, oh,
Jack is gonna be.
He's
killed.
got-
yeah. Everyone, they're like, fuck, they figured it out already. Just, who cares? Just fucking put it in the trailers now. I don't want to deal with this shit.
That was it was kind of an epic reveal in the trailer, though. when you see,
Yeah, it
like,
was.
that's
They did
cool.
a good job with it. That's gonna. I think
Yeah.
that might get a new trailer tomorrow for because again, it's 34th anniversary and it is Final Fantasy One's game.
I hope we get a 16 trailer.
I hope to.
What
No.
game would you guys like to see remade of the series?
6.
9, please 9.
6.
9 is getting
I
a
would-
lot of rumors because I heard they're doing a Netflix
Yeah.
show for 9, aren't they?
But I'm
Yeah.
biased because 9 was my first Final Fantasy, so I might.
I think
be
I would
in
love to. Well, I'm gonna keep that in mind while I work with.
Yeah,
Memoria
I was gonna
Project.
say
No.
Project Memoria.
No, Project-
Yeah,
At least it's not gonna be playable because we don't want to get a season in this. From
Yeah, yeah.
Square Enix. So we're just gonna make the game. I'm gonna, I think, make videos where we show how it plays and stuff.
Yeah,
But 9 and 6 are also for me. I think I would like 6 more because I played 6. It was amazing, and then I did the mistake of getting to the end game where you can go for the final boss or you can explore and do all the side quests. I did side quests and then I stopped playing, so I never did the final boss. I would like to re-experience it, but
well, the
you
good
know.
news is they just released screens for the Pixel remaster, and the opera scene has some very Octopath vibes to it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Ooh. Oh yeah, man. I wouldn't mind if they did remakes in the Octopath style.
hey,
Like,
Dragon Quest 3 is getting it. I'm waiting for the rest. Dragon Quest 3 and 2D8.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm all
Yeah.
for it. Just keep them cranking up, and I'll be a-okay with that. Oh,
But yeah, what is everybody's favorite song from Endwalker?
I'm still Ultima Thule every time. I listen.
Really?
As much as the Zodiark theme, I'm a huge fan of it. I've done that fight 99 times, and I still like that theme, which is saying a lot. I gotta go
Well,
Ultima Thule.
my next cover.
You're gonna be very happy about.
You're
Oni and
doing
Husky.
Thule. You're doing Thule for your, oh no, Zodiark for your next cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing Zodiac maybe for next week.
Man, good luck.
Oh, it's done. I finished it today.
Hmm?
I just finished it right before the stream.
Oh, you just finished it?
Yeah.
Man.
It's metal. Man.
I mean, I figured it would be metal. It's like that song is begging to be made metal.
Yeah.
Zodiac goes mental, not metal, mental.
Metal Gear.
Dude, I like it was a cover you made recently, the which I freaking like. I don't remember what it was though. It was from 14. What was it? What's the last 14 cover you made?
The boss theme, the final dungeon boss
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah. There's a part in there that goes fucking hard. I don't remember what it was now because I'm a bit tired, but there's a part in there that was like insane. I think your game, your covers game has definitely stepped up lately. You told me you got your new like guitar stuff, right?
Yeah, my new guitar plugins are giving me a
Yeah.
way better mix, so it's easier to make a big sound now with
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, me and Husky are working on another 14 project thing, and I think I'm not sure how it's gonna go. We never know how. Like when me and Husky collaborate together, we always try to like.
We go
Not
to the moon, basically.
Yeah, we always try not to do what we did before. We try to do something more. Eventually, we're gonna do something more that's not gonna work, I think. But I hope this is not that thing. I hope this is gonna be good. It's fun for now, and we're gonna try to be quick. But
Can you make me
Christmas
sound
is
good?
away. You want to take part in it? Okay, let's do it.
All right, if you can make me sound good, I'll do a part in it.
Well, you can sing your Ravana, you know,
Blood
low droning.
down my followers.
already sound
that,
good.
that might be very useful. Not even joking.
Yeah.
I could do if
Dude,
you need
let's
if you need a bass, I'll do bass.
Yeah, dude, it's so you know, it's so rare. Few people can do bass very well, and you can. I think.
I'll try.
Sounds like you can.
You can make it sound. Listen, it reminds me of. Do you know about the interview I did with Soken where I asked him about what song was it?
Leviathan?
No, I don't think it was Leviathan. I asked him about a song, and I remember him saying they recorded it, and his exact term was that the singing was so bad they, and I quote, really it was Biako. I think you're right. Yeah. Where they had the singer, he was so bad, he's like, the exact translation Aime gave me was to make it sound good, they had to really science the shit out of that one. Aime's exact translation. Aime had to look me in the face, translate that. We really had to science the shit out of that.
No, but listen. I do that on my voice definitely. I cannot hold a fucking note for too long, so I have to fix stuff in post. And then as I am gonna improve, I'm gonna do less of that. But I for me, it's about the end result. So I can make it sound good. There
Okay.
needs to be something as a foundation, obviously, because if there's not, you're gonna sound like a robot if you're too
Robot.
scienced. But
Yeah.
I think you're gonna sound great. Like your voice seems to be very prominent in the range, so I think you can do it.
All right. I'll try not to disappoint you. I can't be as good as Sly's voice. Sly's voice you could probably make something real smooth out of.
Slide. Do you sing?
No.
Can you?
Really?
Come on, we got karaoke nights?
Okay.
No karaoke nights,
Alright.
Sly? Come on.
Alright, okay.
Well,
Okay.
he'll keep that in
You'd
mind.
have to get me like completely chocolate wasted for me to actually sing and not remember it. And it would be terrible, probably.
I believe in you.
All right, guys. I sing in Plastic Love. Whoa, yeah, that would be great, man.
Sly's so not
That would
into
be great.
this. Sly, there's two things Sly doesn't like: Mario Kart and singing. Those are the two things he doesn't want to take
You don't
part
like
in.
Mario Kart?
No, he likes
Bruh.
it. He just hates the friendships that he loses along the way.
Sorry, Sly. What's your favorite song from Endwalker and Husky? What's your favorite
Mario,
song from it?
anything was my favorite song from Endwalker. Ultimate Thule.
Yeah.
Hands down. Hands down.
Closing the Distance?
I will say that while Ultima Thule is my favorite song, my favorite part of any song that's ever used will always be Song of Hope.
Yes.
I think every time I hear Song of Hope, I'm just like, I'm fucking in for this.
You know
now.
what? I think the fact that Song of Hope is just a 30 seconds passage is also what makes it so cool. Because if it was an entire song, it wouldn't be that rare, right? But the fact that you need to listen to this theme and it just kicks in this bit sells it very well, I think. And also Amanda Aiken's vocals are insane, and I want to marry her voice, as I said before, and especially for that song. Maybe I'm gonna make a video about it because it's not just the way she's singing it is super cool. That's the thing. The way her voice changes through it and all that stuff. It's just so good.
That
And I'm
piano hit
wondering-
every time. Just
Yeah, and I'm wondering, did Soken tell her to do every single one of these details in her voice, or did he write the basic melody and then she just went to town with it and went crazy? I don't know how it happened, but it is a reverse video. Also, flow is very nice.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Flow is nice. For me, by the way, if you like Ultima Thule, I recommend the song by Muse. It's called Save Me by Muse. I can only think of those two songs in that style. Ultima Thule has this very beautiful, warm sound of these atmospheric guitars and with a lot of reverb in them, and it takes you higher when you listen to it. And it's very gentle too.
I
And
get
it's
it.
very soothing. Save Me by Muse is the same. But, it's not with Jason Charles Miller singing, and it's not about Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. One thing I like a lot about Ultima Thule is the lyrics, referencing a lot of things in the game, while the song from Muse is about the bass player. It's a dedication from him to his family, which is very nice. But it's the same vibe. I recommend you that song if you like Ultima Thule. Husky, what was your favorite song in Endwalker?
I have too many favorite songs. I'd say it's a tie between Ultima Thule, of course, Zodiac, the two dungeon boss themes, and Sharlayan theme as well.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of really good
I
things.
really can't choose. Really.
It's
Did you guys
tough.
message Soken to tell him what you think about the music?
No, I have not messaged. I don't.
Do that.
I do not normally.
He's gonna
He'd like to.
do that. He's definitely gonna read that. I did that. He read it and he replied to me. And I'm not gonna say what he said. It's confidential. But I'm telling you guys, everybody, guys, you three at least, chat if you want to, message him. Let him know what you thought about the music. And even if he doesn't reply, I'm sure he's gonna read all of that and he's gonna appreciate it. People who get a lot of DMs. Even if we don't reply, it doesn't mean we didn't appreciate. Sometimes it's so hard to get back to people when it's so many people contacting you. But, I receive sometimes compliments through DMs and I see that I'm like, thank you, it's great. And it's good to know. But when you put out a song, it's so hard when you put out a song and you've been working on it for so long, then you put it out. And for the first few days, people commented, right? But then time passes. People still listen to it daily, but no one ever tells you any comments anymore because the video is not hot anymore. It's been published a while ago. And you experience this sensation of emptiness in a way because it's like giving birth. It's hard. It takes work. And then you put it in the world And if someone still comments it after a long time, it's nice, you know? So don't feel bad about sending DMs and be like, man, this song made me feel this way. This song, like, hey, telling stories of how it made you feel. Closing the Distance made you cry. Tell him, tell him that. Tell him why and all this stuff. And, when I made the freaking funky remix of To The Edge, I had no idea that he was on his hospital bed fighting cancer and stuff. And
Right.
I remember he was super happy about it. And when he talked about his cancer, I was like, man, maybe he really made one of his days a bit better. And I had no fucking idea. So we really have no idea how far things travel, how far messages travel. And I think it will be very good for him to hear what we think about the soundtrack. So definitely let him know. He's going to be happy.
I will let him know.
Unless you tell him, oh, shit, I don't like it. No, in that case, just keep it to yourself.
In that case, shut your mouth already.
Be nice.
It's
Be
wrong.
nice.
I remember because when in that same interview with the Science the Shit Out of It, I remember him getting really interested in wanting to hear what I thought or what I really what he's like. What Primal song? What song do you want the Primals to perform that they haven't performed?
Ooh.
And I remember I answered. I said Byakko, and he looked right at Yoshi P, and he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh, they already knew what was happening. They already knew in that exact moment." What would happen, what would transpire. I remember that, yeah. So I mean that definitely falls in line. Every time I've had the opportunity to meet or speak with him, it's as soon as you start talking about music, the switch flips.
Yeah. You can he's very passionate. And it's very good. Like, here's the thing about Soken. Guys, I think we have seen this may sound crazy, yeah, but I think we have seen just a small portion of his potential, because normally composers for games don't have to write as much music as he does. When you're working on a game, it's not as Final Fantasy 14 is freaking huge.
He writes
Right,
an
it's
insane
freaking huge.
amount of
The
music.
soundtracks are a lot, like they're super long, and the game keeps going on, right? There's all these expansions, and when he writes for these expansions, he has to write thinking this is gonna have to sound like Final Fantasy 14. So he has a very specific, definite range he can do. But I'm sure that if he, I don't know, worked on an offline game, we would experience his music on a whole different level, because there will be a bit less time constraint, a bit less pressure from doing stuff that sounded a bit like the previous episodes and stuff. So
He did
I
that
think he's
basketball
super good.
game, didn't he? That Mario basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I loved it as a kid. The music was so great. And then when I discovered just like a couple of years ago that he was the composer, I'm like, oh wow, okay, it all makes sense. I don't know if he's doing. People are asking if he's doing music for 16. I don't know.
It's
I think
unconfirmed.
the trailer music for 16. When I
It
reverse
sounds
engineered
like
it,
him.
it sounded a lot like him.
Yeah.
There were some passages. There's one passage which is literally the Crystal Tower theme. From
Yeah.
And since we both did a cover of the teaser music,
Yeah.
we know it's
Yeah.
his
It's his
might
kind of
be his
style.
work. Yeah.
Or maybe it's someone emulating his style. It
Yeah.
could be also that. I don't know.
A big fan of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soken, when I go to compliment you, I'm also going to ask when the second Pulse album is going to be. So
Oh man, that album is so good. It ages like fine wine, man. What's your favorite track?
I have a hard time deciding. Most of Sunrise.
which one-
Sunrise is a good choice.
You know which one I like a lot? Father's Pride.
Yeah, Father's Bride is also very good.
Like,
Mine is
I don't.
Leviathan.
I'm not like. Sorry.
Mine is Leviathan.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to produce electronic music at the start of my
Yeah.
music career. That Through the Maelstrom remix is a fucking masterpiece in terms of music production. Like, it's immaculate. It's great. It's amazing. And A Father's Pride is super cool. I'm not a huge mega fan of the original in the game, but this remix is it makes me happy every time I hear it. Sly, do you like the Pulse album?
Long Fall.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Long Fall, a lot of people
Wow,
don't
that
like
one
the
is
dubstep.
crazy.
The dubstep drop
That one is
is
crazy.
mix. Yeah. That's a real
love it.
controversial
I
one.
love it.
I think the parts that aren't the dubstep drop are amazing, and then the dubstep drop is my mood. Like, I need to be in the mood for that drop.
Yeah, that hits hard. That hits hard. It's nice. It's nice with it. I like when they take liberties and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, if you want something else to enjoy, the Final Fantasy 11 composer, they actually they DJ EDM occasionally. So
No, Mizuta, I love him.
yes,
I love him.
Mizuta-san is very, 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 very prolific.
Oh my
in that.
God.
They're a
He uses FL2
huge EDM fan. They did a remix for Dissidia NT, much like they did with Insatiable for 14. And he takes one of their tracks and he EDMifies it, and it's worth a listen. I think it's called something of a mercenary. I can't remember. If you just look up Dissidia NT Mercenary Remix, you might find it.
Okay.
That's a good Mizuta EDM track.
And he's very good also at composing orchestral music, by the way.
Yes.
And also like
11 makes that very obvious. Final Fantasy 11
he's super
soundtrack.
prolific. I still need to finish listening to the 11 soundtrack, but there's some tracks where I'm like, man, this is so freaking good. But even Final Fantasy 13 too.
Yeah.
And 13 Lightning Returns is where he was very prominent. And now
And Mizuta's on Strangers of Paradise, yeah.
Dude, when I played the demo, I'm like, this is either Yoko Shimomura or Mizuta. And it was Mizuta.
Yeah, it was Mizuta.
By the way, one thing. And me and Husky did the interview with Soken. He asked us what we thought about the Endwalker teaser trailer theme. At that time, it was just the teaser trailer with the gibberish vocals. And I told him this. I was like, when I first heard the theme, I was like expecting something like Shadowbringers, big orchestral, and blah blah. But this was more simple. And I was a bit taken aback. But then when I started remixing it, playing around with it, and reverse engineering it, I realized that he kept that melody intentionally simple. But interesting enough that you can really turn it on its head in 7,000 ways and make it a epic song, a sad song, melancholic song, heroic song, and all this stuff. And that's exactly what the...
Man,
what it is.
I felt this with Zodiac theme because I worked on the cover of Zodiac this week. There are so many variations of the Endwalker theme inside. That's crazy, really.
It's also very interesting having Zodiac take Song of Hope and also uses it, but in like this like twisted way. It's not. It's orchestral, but it's like it's no longer Song of Hope. It's
actually it's minor, so it's kind of the Song of Despair in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is also still the Song of Hope because Zodiac quite literally is. It was like their last hope, the Asians. So.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. Wow.
Oh yeah.
So it's the Asian song
That's
of
right.
hope. Yeah, it is the Asian song
man.
of hope.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't think about that. Man.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what the voice because there's like a layer of voices. Yeah. That's all there. That just like different tones, different harmonies and whatnot.
Shit,
and that's supposed to be all the voices of the Asians.
Honestly, I might I'm wondering if Soken realized he did that.
I think he did. I'm confident every time I notice something.
I'm telling you, as a composer myself, sometimes I do shit.
You're talking about, I think.
No, but I'm telling you, this is not rare. This is not rare. As a composer, and I see my friends doing this too, like publishing songs, and then people find details and they're like, "Oh, you did this because of that reason." And I'm like, "I did this? Oh, okay." It might maybe he just did this like automatically, and now it makes sense in terms of story too. That's crazy. Tell him that. Like when you send a message, just be like, "Hey, see what you did with the Song of Hope, Song of Despair, and the Asians." That's cool, man.
The instrument of salvation.
You should definitely make videos about the music of 14, man. Like your perspective.
I mean, I do it with like the launch trailers. I try to point out.
Yeah.
There's things.
Okay.
Yeah. I try to. Depends, because it has to have a story tie. I always look for story tie-ins, like Alexander. Those being Mide and what's his face talking. They're the ones singing in the song, for example. So it's like there's a lot. They hide a lot of things. It's really easy to miss. Constant, like the Heidelin thing from the flow theme being in the back of Charlian.
Yeah. I don't think about that stuff. Like I think about the technicalities more.
Yeah.
And sometimes I miss story bits, right? So it's always interesting to hear everyone's takes. So this Song of Hope, I didn't think about it in Zodiac.
Yeah, somebody pointed out. Yeah, actually, yeah, you probably know the Nero theme with in DMC5. Casey's comments regarding the meaning behind the lyrics just kind of working out. It wasn't it wasn't intentional. Yeah.
Yeah, and people also like in Very Delight, they told me, Alex, I'm hearing Devils Never Cry in the guitar or something, or in the vocals. I don't remember. Oh, in the vocals. And then I was talking with Casey, and it's like, no, there's no reference to Devils Never Cry. So sometimes people see stuff that is not there.
You just want it to be so bad.
You can. Yeah, it happens.
But if it makes you feel that way, all the better.
Or sometimes you put it there and you don't know, you forgot, But there's some things I need to tell you some things about the music, but in private. I don't want to disclose.
Okay,
things.
all right. That's it. Well,
But there's some things that I've noticed that are very interesting.
okay.
But I don't want the world to know.
You don't want the
compose
world. Well,
want the world to
also,
know.
if we let the world know, this show's never gonna end.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can always trust me. I'm sure this will not be the last time we come together to talk about the music and the story and everything.
Yeah.
We didn't even get through like 90% of the story today because we just kept bouncing from point to point.
Guys,
Point to point to point.
I'm sorry
yeah.
for my internet connection problems, and also I'm terribly sleep deprived. So today I was a bit more toned down. Maybe that was good.
Was
actually.
not obvious in any capacity. That was not toned down. I felt more like it was I'm tired, so I need to overcompensate for my tiredness, so I don't seem that way, but I'm gonna feel that way. That's more what I got.
Caffeine kind of kicking in, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure. It's always good to talk about this
As
game with you guys.
always.
Yes.
Are you guys gonna play 16 when it comes out? Are you gonna
Sly,
do a
hit him
state
with
of
the
the
line.
world?
Hit him with the line. Sly, hit him with the line.
Are we gonna do a
Pig's ass
state of?
pork?
There you go.
Sorry.
Is a pig's ass pork?
There you go.
Okay.
Sly
you
knew
go.
exactly what line I was talking about. I'm glad I can call on him for that.
I hope you're gonna do a state of the realm for Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, we will. We already did one on the initial
TBG.
trailer. Yeah, we have TBG for that. We just throw those in randomly.
Okay.
Don't worry. We'll have something. Don't worry.
That's good. That's good. Last question I'm gonna ask you guys,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna let you go, or I'm gonna leave you and give you space. What is the game this year that blew your fucking mind besides Endwalker? One game that got released this year, or even just a game you discovered this year that you can recommend to everybody.
There are so many for me. There are so many good games this year.
You have to delete. Okay, you take all the games you played. You have to delete every game except for one. Which one you save? Of the ones you played this year, except for Endwalker, right? If you had to delete them from existence, which one would you keep?
Whoa.
I think for me, besides Endwalker, it will maybe be Ghost of Tsushima on PS5. I really fucking love that game, and I didn't know it was gonna be this good. Oh, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Fuck! Someone in the chat just wrote that.
That's why you ask the impossible questions. It's like
I know.
I played Yakuza Like a Dragon last year, so it doesn't count. But that one is great.
I don't know.
Maybe I'd say Nier Replicant, but it's a
fuck!
it's a remaster. So,
Yeah. Oh man.
but it was the first time I experienced it, and my God, I was really not prepared at all.
No, dude. It's. Have you guys played it?
No.
No.
Okay. I'm not gonna. Please play it.
Yeah.
It's better than Automata.
Yeah, I don't worry. I'm not gonna get into it. I talk about that enough on the show.
Oh, okay.
I talk about.
Alright.
I don't need to talk about Nier any more on the show than I already have in the past.
Okay. Automata for me was kind of, I liked the artistic direction. The story was kind of, I don't know about this too much, but the art was great. Replicant, the story was
I'm
insane.
not gonna talk. I can't talk.
I
If I talk
prefer-
about Automata again, people are gonna leave.
Let's end. Let's. So tell us, what game would you save of all the ones you played this year? Just one, besides Endwalker.
Sly, I think have an easy answer to this.
Is like gonna say SNT5?
Sly.
Okay, I'll pick something else. 'Cause that's the easy answer. Rise.
Really?
Tales
No.
of-
Why?
Tales of Arise.
Tails?
No.
Rise what?
Monster Hunter.
Oh, Monster. Yeah, God, that
No,
was this
Monster
year.
Hunter.
My God.
Okay.
That was this year. I don't know. I think Monster Hunter would probably net me the most hours out of all the games I played this year, but it's been a big year. That's 5 Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. That's Rise. That's Tales of Arise. That's Mortal Shell. It's what the fuck. I couldn't. Listen, you know what? If I pick Pokemon, I could just shiny hunt all day. That works, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I could
Okay.
do that. There you go. It wouldn't be my actual answer, but at the very least, the mileage is high for me.
All right.
It's not just Palkia. It's all of them.
Dude, one time when I was a kid, I had Pokemon Sapphire, and I got a fucking, on my first try, shiny Kyogre. It was like pink. and
No
I used
way.
every single one of my Pokeballs, Ultra Balls and stuff. The only Pokeball left I had was a Master Ball at the end. And I was like, I don't want to use it. I'm going to use it for Latios and shit. So I didn't use the Master Ball on Shiny Kyogre. And I couldn't catch him. So I reset my console, and it wasn't shiny anymore. And my heart fucking broke.
No.
And I tried to reset it something like 30 times in a row. I was like, this is pain. I'm not fuck shiny Pokemons. And that was, the sad story of how I don't hunt for shiny Pokemons anymore.
Top 10
do that
anime
with-
I like that
segments.
you thought about resetting to try to catch the Kyogre again without the Master Ball instead of thinking that you could have done it for Latios and not you could have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's okay. Heat of the moment.
I don't have patience. I don't have patience for that.
It's okay. Heat of the moment. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with Pokemon just because I like shiny hunting, even though it totally isn't my answer. Not in any capacity.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. I've got a raid team waiting for me. So let's do our sign-offs and do this again sometime.
Sure. It will be a pleasure, guys.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for what is likely to not be the last spoiler cast, because I don't think it's possible to just do one at this point. I think we need more than one. Thank you again, Husky, Alex. I know it's late for you, Husky, and Alex, I know you had a rough.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thank you for inconveniencing yourself in some capacity to make it to the show. Alex,
It was a pleasure.
where can they find you at? What do you got going on that you can talk about?
Guys, actually, just check out my friends' channels. HuskyByTheGeek is great. Family Jewels is great.
He's overrated.
Oh my god.
You like Persona 5 music? Check out Family Jewels.
Dude, Family
Persona
Jewels,
5 music.
Octopath Final Boss theme
Oh,
I
yeah,
live
he's
for.
awesome.
He's insane, right?
Yeah.
And Rishadi B is great. Jonathan Young's album called Galactic Kraken is great. And Little V Mills and Insane in the Rain. And I'm forgetting people, but check those people. Not me. I have enough attention. I appreciate it. But yeah, please, Husky, take it away.
So please check my channel, Alex Moukala Music on YouTube.
I knew it. I knew it. I saw it coming a mile away.
Damn it.
No, seriously,
Oh, it's
yeah,
fine.
you can find me on YouTube and Twitter mainly. It's where I am the most active, and my music is also available on Spotify, Apple Music, and other audio platforms. And so please check Alex. He does really cool content as well.
Well, we're going to do stuff together next. So,
Yeah,
they check me, they're going to check you. Or they check you, or they're going to check me. So
Check
that's how
us.
it is. Check us.
checkmate.
Alex by the Geek or Husky Moukala? Which one?
Oh my
Oh.
god! Wow.
What's the
That
fusion?
sounds good, actually.
What's the fusion name?
Is it a crossover episode?
This is the fusion name. You just do the dance. There you go.
Husky. Wow. My god.
All right. Sly, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter at Sly the Fox. I've just been doing all the things in Endwalker. Tank is I gotta do tank for the role quest, and then after that I'll probably do crafters and gatherers because I feel naked without having them maxed out. So yeah, that'll be soon. Tonight, however, Haps, I got a question. Should I go see Spider-Man?
Yes, go see Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Okay.
I went at 3 p.m. yesterday, and my response to all questions in regards to Spider-Man is go see Spider-Man.
Is that the best
so I'm probably
Marvel
gonna do
Cinematic
that.
Universe movie?
I'm not go see Spider-Man. I will not answer any question that implies any sort of expectation or emotion that you have not felt yourself. Go see
I
Spider-Man.
like that.
I will tomorrow.
I respect
Okay.
that.
So-
I will tomorrow too.
So if I can't get a ticket tonight, I'm just gonna watch fucking Witcher and go see it tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Either
also
way,
watch Witcher.
Hey.
watch Witcher season 2. I did a guide for Q Savage. It's on Twitter. Yada yada yada. Go watch that if you haven't. As far as I'll be doing WSOY in radio form. As far as live events, well, we're kind of putting them on hold because shit, people can hardly play the fucking game anyway. So we're waiting until the server stabilizes before we do any WSOY. Sorry for the inconvenience, but we hope to see you really soon once everything kind of peters out and stable. But yeah, that's what's going on with me.
Yeah,
What's the answer to everything?
42.
Yeah, boy.
I love. By the way, we never talked about that. I love that fucking reference in the game. I'm so glad that they put that reference.
Wait, they referenced
Yeah.
it in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they did.
yeah.
I love that. Wow.
42.
That is nice.
But
Yeah.
Haps, what are you up to?
You can find me, Mr. Happy1227, doing all the things. My other EX guide comes out tonight, so I'll have one for both. Then I need the dungeon guides, and I need thoughts videos. Pandemonium Normals on Tuesday. I got to do guides for that. Plus, we got to keep up with the congestion news in regards to everything that's going on with 14. And he posted to do an official load sign and all stuff like that. Apparently, now I'm recording for Alex, so that's on my schedule now. I got to throw that in there somewhere. And
I'll send you information tomorrow.
okay, I'll be a part of that. And what else? Oh my God, there's so many things. Savage is beginning of January. We have release dates for so many fucking games at the beginning of next year that I have to think about already between Elden Ring, Mario. I mean, not Mario. I keep calling it Mario Kart. Chocobo GP. It's fucking Mario Kart. All right. They literally said, Nintendo, you have Mario Kart. Here's some Chocobos. Make us a game. That's exactly what happened. You can't convince me otherwise.
It's coming in March?
March 10th.
Ooh.
Story
looking
mode,
forward
local
to this
and
one.
online multiplayer, 64-player tournament brackets, like the Super Smash Brothers brackets of old.
Man, I've been missing the Chocobo games. I fucking love Chocobo Tales on DS.
The Chocobo dungeon was good. Came out last year. That was good. It was a remaster of the old one, or a remake of the old one.
Oh shit, I need to play that.
Yeah, that was good. This Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, and also I'll be continuing to work on videos for Icy Veins soon. Obviously taking a break to work on my own stuff for Endwalker, but we've been collaborating with Icy Veins to produce Final Fantasy 14 content on their YouTube channel. So you should follow their Final Fantasy 14 YouTube channel as well. I've already released 2 videos on there. They were before Endwalker, and now we'll see when we get to the next one. I think I already know what the next one's going to be, as a matter of fact. But busy.
Busy man.
Speaking of busy,
Thank you for all that you do, man. Like, you're a very important, pillar of our community, for real.
Nah, I'm
And
just
good that
I'm
DS
just some
videos
dude.
are coming out.
I'm just some dude.
Dude,
I'm a dude.
do you ever think oh, sorry, I'm
No,
really
go
forgot.
ahead, ask. You already started. Everyone's gonna want to know now.
Do you ever think about how you feel, like how your, I don't know, 10 years in the past self would feel if he met you today?
He'd be like, "Why the fuck didn't I do that?" I don't like 20-year-old me. All right. I don't.
That's
wanna,
what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know.
He will be impressed about who you've become, right?
No, he wouldn't.
What?
No,
Why?
he's
What do
he's
you
too much of a hard ass. Too much of a hard ass.
Oh damn, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like 20-year-old me. Too much of a hard ass. I'm not gonna get deep into that.
Okay. Well, seems like you came, a long way. Then do you like who you are today?
Yeah, I'm just doing all right.
That's great, man. That's amazing. You proud of yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Dude, that's good. That's good.
It's-
So, we all
Ivy.
like you here.
Ivy. Oh, never mind. She doesn't give a fuck. All right.
There's 1,300 people before here listening to you talk to your friends. That's a lot.
Listening
of people,
to
man.
us talk.
Yeah.
That's
They're
a
here
small stadium.
I don't.
Small stadium of people.
No, the small stadium people here
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Us.
But mostly for you. You brought us together.
No,
You created
us.
the space.
Us. This is us. This is our space.
I know.
There's
But
our-
you're the big.
Don't ever.
big guy
I
to
tell
create-
people this all the time. I never like being put on a pedestal. I like to live humbly.
I'm not doing that.
It feels
I'm not
that way
doing
to
that.
me, though.
No, I'm just acknowledging you. I'm just acknowledging you the same way I would acknowledge Lion and Husky.
No, I just. I'll
This is
say
your
it
show.
seriously. I never like getting any more attention than anyone else in a room.
Mm-hmm.
I like to watch and let people live. That's it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it. Just everyone living their lives. Just don't hurt each other. All right. That's it. That's all I ask. Don't
That's
slip
good.
and
Fall.
fall.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes,
And,
always. It's too bad it can't be more.
entire-
It can't be more. Well, it could be more frequent, but it would schedule.
Yeah. That's hard. But we'll have more. If you guys want me, if you guys will have me, I'll be glad to come back on the show with Husky.
Oh,
I don't think I can come back to this show without
Literally,
Husky.
I was typing the message to them one at a time. Before I sent the one to Husky, Alex was like, "Is Husky available?"
Yeah. It's like,
We like
boy comic.
the Wall and Albert, so
Yeah, Husky
we're the
Moukala.
same person.
Husky Moukala.
The world is gonna fucking explode the moment me and Husky meet in real life. Like, oh, system not found, or whatever. We're gonna get an error. In
Don't
the
worry,
system.
the awkward socialness in me will go, wow, you're a lot taller than he is.
I'm afraid
I'm
if we
short
meet,
as fuck.
I'm afraid that if we meet, we could fuse back to one single entity. So
Oh man,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
base in one hand, guitar on the other. Playing. That would be
Reflections. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
that'd
it.
be dope.
You just different shards of the soul.
man.
Well, thank you everyone
Okay,
for
guys.
tuning in. We're gonna go to a very short post show, and then I'm gonna get to doing some primals on Bard, so my team can practice for the raid coming out. Yeah, raid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Mel is probably not happy with me that I just did that. That's fine. That's okay. Thank you. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And I'm not sure what we're gonna do next week's live. We are doing it. Well, I mean, all right, fine. They're waving goodbye. I'm just going to the outro scene. Here we go. There you go. Look at that. There you go. Waving goodbye.
Well, we'll talk about it in post show.
It's like when you say goodbye to your friends, then you walk all in the same direction. It's like, are we stupid? Same vibes.